Alright guys, what's up team? How y'all doing today? It is a great day. It is May 6th. Man, my day's way out. I was about to say March 6th. It is May 6th, man. Listen, this quarantine has got my head all crazy, man. I don't even know what day it is. You know, days go by so slow and fast at the same time. It's tough to figure out what day it is, guys. But it is a beautiful May 6th. We are in May already, guys. How crazy is that? You know, how crazy is that, man? We are in May already, team. Ugh. Craziness. What's up, guys? What's up, Chaz? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Simple? Hope y'all are doing well today. I gotta get my wife to cut my hair, man. I'm looking at it when I'm on this OBS thing. It's just too long, man. I gotta get it cut. I know we got about half of the people in here that are probably about to yell at me for the music being too loud. I know. I'll turn it down. What's up, A-Paul? But guys, today I bring good news today. I bring good news. You know what the good news is today? The good news is that yesterday I made $5,000 in the stock market. Yesterday I made $5,000 yesterday. No, I'm not getting the wrong number. I made 5 G's yesterday in the stock market. Look, I even got the video. Y'all want to see the video? Honestly, it was crazy because I was trading Uber with a few thousand shares. I kind of had it in my head to like achieve this goal of hitting $5,000 in profit, right? Not even on a specific trade, right? My goal was just to take some swings with, you know, a few thousand shares on Uber and to try to get myself to 5K in profit, which is like you have to make that much in my account in a year. I have to make at least 5 G's in order to keep it. And so with that, I was trying to make my wins, and I was taking a few thousand shares, you know, and then Uber had some bad news came out while I was doing it. And I'll share the video in a second, but I'm also going to be making a video this weekend about it. But Uber had some bad news that came out while I was in the trade, like simultaneous to me trading it, right? And luckily I was shorting the stock, and the news for Uber that came out, let me lower the volume a tad bit. The news for Uber that came out yesterday while I was in the trade was that California is suing Uber for classifying their drivers as independent contractors when they really were not. And that's the news that came out. And so Uber dropped a few bucks within like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And I was able to ride that bad boy down after I was already in it, swinging a little bit. I was down on the day prior to that. But yeah, I made 5 G's yesterday. And so, as I posted on the thumbnail, today I'm using 1,000 shares minimum. At least if I'm trading MU or AMD, 1,000 shares minimum. And so I have the room now. I have a lot of room. Like, look at my account. I was looking at it this morning. Check this out. Look at this. I am effectively $8,509 up in this account. And so, pretty excited about it. I got the video right here. You guys want to see the video? Hold on, let me get this up. Actually, I only caught the very end of it, apparently, because, hold on, let me show you. I'll show you the video. Hold on. Because it was off the screen. So, like, let me try to get this to where you guys can see it. Hold on. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you guys can see it close enough. Hold on. I'll pause this. But see, it wasn't on the screen. There we go. Alright, look. So check it out. I didn't have the window on the screen, but look at this. Look at this drop. Look at this drop. You see that drop? Look at this drop. And I finally realized the screen wasn't up, and I put it back up. But look at that. I made like 4,800 bucks yesterday. But look at that drop. Y'all saw that drop? Man, I got super lucky. And I was nervous the whole time. But look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like, I'm like shocked when it happened. Look at my face. Look at this. Look at that. 4,851 bucks. Whatever I got out of it. So biggest win ever. Easily my largest win ever. But man, I got super lucky. Really, really lucky. And I'd love to take credit for it, but it was a lot of luck because that catalyst came out while I was in that trade. Like while I was in the trade, that news came out, and I got super lucky with it. But again, it's gonna benefit you guys because now I'm gonna be trading with 1,000 shares minimum. No, because what I was doing, guys, like when I was trading, right? Like it was trading in the middle of the day, and I was working on my new blog that I just bought. And so I needed this big window so I could look over at the edits that I was making on the blog and kind of translate over to them. And so I had my thing on a different screen. I had my trading window on a different screen as I did it, and right in the middle of it, I caught it, and then I brought it over, and that's why you see me. I realized that I was recording it, and I had this huge win, and so I brought my screen back over to the main screen. But that's why it wasn't actually up. But I caught most of it. You guys can see I actually got in it, and you can also see my account balance. No, I did not enter. I did not enter right before the drop. I entered it about 20 minutes before the drop. Really, it wasn't right before. I was trading it back and forth for a little while, and then once the drop happened, I scaled into it a little bit more and realized the catalyst was coming out. And that's easily the most I've ever made, for sure. Easily the most I've ever made. And again, like I said, like I've been talking about this for a few days now, which is that I've been swinging a little bit larger because, you know, I've had this account for a year now, a little bit less than a year, and I have to hit 5K in order to keep it. And so, you know, before yesterday, I was at like $4,000 in profit. It was actually a losing day, ironically enough, prior to that trade. But before that, I was at like 4K. I was at like $3,900 in profit or so before that. Now I'm at about $8,000. Let me see. My account is now at $8,509 in profit is what my account is at. And so yeah, I've got $8,509 in profit. And so, you know, definitely acceptable. I'm for sure happy with that. Hey, thanks, Luke. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, and for sure, like I said, it's gonna benefit everybody here because now I'm gonna be trading much larger now because I have so much room now. As long as I'm gonna be trading with 1,000, like really it's gonna be 500 to 1,000 shares, right? But if I'm trading AMD or MU, it's gonna be 1,000 shares minimum because I have the room now. And I actually I'm pretty excited about it because I actually have enough room. Number one, I've fully paid for this account with that win, right? My account's a pro account, right? So it's an $8,000 account. With that win, I am fully paid for it, except for the split. They might take a little bit off, but I'm pretty close to fully paying for the account. It's almost 100% done. I've made 100% back on my account. And so that's the great thing about it. The other thing is that I have so much profit now that I can actually start taking some solid swings and try to, you know, make, you know, 500, 600, 700 bucks a day on average, which is the whole goal of my entire learning process of trading. And so it's exciting. I'll end up making a video about it, but yeah, pretty pumped about it. Yeah, appreciate that, guys. Appreciate the support, team. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, basically. Just about sleeping. Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like I said, I'm excited about it. I'm not an expert or a guru or anything like that. I'll say that because I can actually take profit out of it now, which I'm pretty pumped about. Yeah, thank you, Netron. I appreciate it. I might, Luke. I'll probably wire out a little bit, but what I'm more so looking forward to doing is just swinging a little bit more. You know, that's what I'm really looking forward to, is just being able to take some bigger swings with a lot of room. Effectively now, like I have $20,000 in losses. Like I can go down, I can take a $20,000 hit and still keep my account, which is good. And that's really what I'm excited about, is that I have a huge max loss now. Anything I make now is profit, and so I can start taking money out, and you know, I got my money back, which is great. I think most traders don't, honestly, but and so I'm pretty excited about it. It's something that I've been working towards and growing my account for, and so I'm excited about it. Yeah, exactly, Luke. That's how it goes, man, and that's how I figured it was. Nah, I don't have 300K. I have a lot though. I have 250. I appreciate it, Mr. Fish. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I got super lucky, dude. Honestly, I got so lucky, man. And you can see my face in that video, how lucky I got, man. I got ridiculously lucky, man. And so, yeah, I'm excited about it. But let's go over some news, guys. We'll go over some news now. All right, so let's take a look at the market now. Is my Thinkorswim frozen here? It is. Weird. Hey, what's up, Explore? What's up, bro? Hey, welcome, man. Yeah, I had a 5K win. Big baller. Yeah, yesterday I made 5K. I made 4,900 and something. I don't know. Net looks like it was about 4,500. Yeah, it was about 4.5K yesterday. But yeah, let's go over the market news. Did my Thinkorswim freeze? There it goes. It's back. All right, cool. And what's the volume like? The volume good, guys? Let me know what the volume's like. All right, but yeah. So, market itself here, guys. Man, my Thinkorswim keeps freezing. What's up with this team? Trade ideas is okay. Tefs is okay. Thinkorswim is frozen. Dude, if this thing messes up my computer, I'm gonna be frustrated. Alright, well, my Thinkorswim is frozen. Hey, appreciate it, babe. Hey, appreciate it, big baller. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. What is going on with my Thinkorswim, guys? I'm gonna have to close Thinkorswim. Great. Stream working good. That's alright. Audio's good. Nice. Alright. So yeah, let's get started, guys. So I'm seeing a few gappers today. We got MELI. I don't think I've ever traded that one before specifically here. Audio's good. Yeah, I am. That's what I gotta do. Thinkorswim's been acting in trouble today. I restarted my computer, and usually when I restart my computer, usually I just leave Thinkorswim up the entire time. And like, I have enough RAM and to maintain that. My computer's a good enough computer to maintain that. But yeah. Alright, at least it kept my settings up. But But sometimes when I restart my computer, and specifically when I restart Thinkorswim, it acts all flonky. And so with that, sometimes I gotta reset it. Thinkorswim's just it's a huge program. It takes up a lot of space. More space than anything else I use. I mean, it's a great platform, don't get me wrong. But alright. With that said, there we go. We're all back up and running. Alright, so the SPY itself, it looks like it's gapping up some. Yeah, we're gapping up. The close yesterday was at 286.19. So we closed at 286. We are at 286.90s now. We're about 70 cents higher. Here's the 5-minute chart. And so we are slightly up on the day. And that's only because we had this huge drop in the market yesterday before the close. So we didn't get as high as we were yesterday, but we are slightly up from the previous closing price. So slightly gapping up today, slightly bullish overall. And we can take a look at a few other stuff. We can look at some penny stocks here, specifically CPSH gapping up from 112 to 196. We can take a look at this one. Let me get the news release out. Alright, so this is CPS Tech, and they have a news release that came out that said that okay, so this is first quarter revenue that came out. They showed a first quarter EPS of 5 cents, which is up from 0.06 year over year, and sales of 6.5 million, which is up from 5.27 million year over year. So they had good first quarter results for CPSH, and it's gapping up about 85 cents or so. We also have MDGS gapping up from 293 to 389 here, from 293 to 389. And this one is because they highlighted a polyrhizin. They highlighted the fact that polyrhizin has filed a U.S. patent for, quote, formulations and methods for preventing viral infections by the COVID-19 virus. Alright, and so Alright, so they had a binding letter of intent with polyrhizin, which is a private company that is engaged in, quote, developing biological gels for the purpose of protecting patients against biological threats, and they have been informed by polyrhizin regarding the filing of a U.S. patent application. So that's the news for MDGS. We'll see what happens with this one. We also have LPSN gapping up. Not that much volume to accompany it though, but it's up from 23.39 to 27.70 for LPSN. Looks like they had first quarter results that came out yesterday. They saw fiscal year 2020 revenue guidance that was bigger. They saw a net loss that got a little bit bigger, but revenue climbed as well. So they reported a first quarter GAAP net loss of 57 per share, which was compared with the 31 per share a year earlier, and they reported an adjusted EBITDA per share of 7 cents, which was bigger than the 0.5 per share a year earlier, or the 5 cents a year earlier. But they reported 78 million in the quarter, which was up from 66 million from the previous year, and they expected a GAAP net loss of 52 cents per share and revenue of 77 million. So better than expected revenue and smaller loss. And so we'll see what happens with LPSN. Is it's gapping up from 23.39 all the way to 27.70. So a pretty big gap up here. We also have CARS. This one is gapping up from 450s to 540s. We can look at some, technicals for these as well here. I think the big levels, obviously, when you get a gap up with no volume, are the whole dollars of 5 pre-market highs, and maybe this 25 level right here. I don't know how well that is, though. That last one is. And if we extend these to the left, we do have a lot of confirmation in this $5 level, and I'm assuming 552. Then we have another big level if it ends up breaking all those highs up there at 560. And so those are the levels I would watch for it. We'll see what happens with CARS. As for stocks that I'm really going to trade, we got MELI, which is Mercado Libre, and it is gapping up from 621 roughly all the way to 730. So a huge percentage gap up for MELI. They put out first quarter revenue that was better than expected, and that's why this one's up. Is good first quarter results for MELI. A lot of volume came in with this one, a huge range. I would watch this pre-market high at 744 and then 750 if it does break that, and then look at this 710 level. That 710 level looks like a really strong confirmed support level, and so that's what I would watch for MELI. And if it breaks out of that range, you might be able to scalp it a little bit on the upside or the downside, depending on which range break happens. Somebody else is talking about BYND specifically, and this one has just been running up lately. This one is up to 110 in pre-market, BYND. So the reason this one is up is because they put out first quarter results as well, and for BYND, alright, so Beyond Meat is up because meat supply chain is worse because of the coronavirus. And I'm going to go ahead and read this article, and this is from Dow Jones Newswires, and it says, quote, let me make sure the volume's okay real quick. That big trade may think you're so mad. Yeah. What's up, guys? Alright, so we should be good. John, where did you start learning to trade? Did the internet or Mitch or YouTube or what started it? So I started to learn how to trade, I would say, if I'm being completely honest, so 4 or 5 years ago, I watched the movie The Big Short, and my wife and I went to go see it in theaters, and that kind of kick-started my trading career per se, right? Like, so I watched The Big Short, and that made me interested in trading, right? Once I saw that movie, I was like, man, you probably can make a lot of money trading. And so naturally, I got home and I googled trading and penny stock, or I googled day trading, right? And then what do you get when you Google day trading? You get Tim Sykes, you get all the other gurus pushing stuff, and so that's what I got, right? And so I started watching their videos, and to be fair, Tim Sykes has got some pretty good videos. Like, his free content's solid. Like, he put out some good videos. Like, at the very least, it's motivating for sure. And so I don't hate Tim Sykes. Like, Tim Sykes has got some good stuff. He actually, his panic dip buy strategy is actually a legitimate strategy that works fairly well, so I'm not going to hate on him too much. But yeah, you know, you Google penny stocks, or you Google day trading, what do you get? You get penny stock gurus, right? That's what you get. And so sure enough, you know, eventually I studied it, and within a few weeks I had deposited a few $1,000s into SureTrader, right? Quickly lost that. I would say I lost that in less than a week. Deposited more, lost that pretty quickly, and then I just kind of gave up. I probably day traded for, when I first got started, for like a month, maybe a month or two, and then I just stopped. And that's when you see me upload my first videos. Like, my really old videos on this channel are for me day trading penny stocks on SureTrader, because SureTrader gave you 6-to-1 leverage as well, and so I would deposit like a few $1,000 and I would have like 15-20 grand in buying power to trade with, and so, you know, but I quickly lost all my money. Like I said, I probably day traded for a few months and then just lost all of my money, and then gave up for like a year, right? I stopped trading, I stopped uploading videos on my channel for like 8 months, 8 or 9 months, and then, you know, my businesses, to be honest, after that, like my businesses started to pick up. Like, my businesses, my Amazon business, real estate started to pick up, and I had a lot of extra money at the time. And so when you have a lot of extra money, you start to think about ways to make more money, you know, because the whole definition of capital, you know, like, if you've heard the term capital thrown around, the only thing capital means something you can use to make money. Whether it is emotional capital, you'll hear Mitch and I talk about, or money. It's money used to make more money, right? That's what capital is. That's the definition of capital. And so when I had this capital to spend, I started to get back involved in day trading, and I switched platforms, and I used something else, and I traded much smaller, and I slowly started to find some consistency. And that's when I started to, you know, upload videos. I started to stream in that time frame, and this was probably 2017. And then, you know, I started to do better and better and make more videos, and my channel started to get more attention. because during that entire 8-month break that I took, all the videos I had published prior to that were getting a lot of steam, and they actually, some of them had like thousands of views at that time. And so I started to, yes? What? Yeah. Love you. But so anyways, during that time, my videos started to pick up steam. And so when I came back to my YouTube channel after taking like an 8-month break, I had like 400 subscribers. And so to me at the time, that was a lot of subscribers. I was really happy for it. And, eventually I just started to stream and I got bigger and bigger. The channel got bigger. I started to do better and better. I started to learn a lot more just from my own experience. And that is how I got started. Sorry, I know that was long and rambly, but that's how I got started. Yeah, I mean, Joe. Like I said, man. Would I pay for his course? No. Would I pay for his course? No. Does he have good free content? Some of it's good. It's inspiring. I'll say that. As a new trader, when I first got started, I think it's good and bad. I think it's good. It inspires you. I think it's bad because it gives traders the wrong expectations, and I think that is the bad part. And I think that traders need to understand that it's not something that you're just going to pick up in a month. Of course, every educator out there is going to tell you that, but it's not, and it takes years to learn. And so you see the platforms I use and the courses I take, they're usually from people that are not sleazy with it. Like, people hate on TradeNet or Tefs or whatever, but they're not sleazy with it. They're not showing you Lambos and all that nonsense. And so it just depends, man. But yeah, that's how I got started. Eventually, I had the channel up to like a few thousand subscribers, and Mitch was in the comments. So like, Mitch was a viewer of mine, and we kind of became trading buddies. We became trading buddies, and eventually him and I started to work on like a project. Like, we created these courses, and at first our plan was to like sell these courses because like at that point I had found pretty solid consistency. But we were going to create just like a beginner trading course that we weren't experts, but we were just going to walk people through how to get started and the different trading concepts. And instead of charging thousands of dollars, I think we were planning on charging like $15 for all of this content, right? And eventually, we started to work on that, and I had the idea. I was like, look, I don't really want to be a guru. Like, I don't want to be an educator. I don't want to nickel and dime traders. I don't want to be another one. There's too much of that stuff out there. And so Mitch and I talked about it, and eventually we just decided to upload all of it for free and just be a free resource, because we didn't want to be another guru. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't want to do that. We didn't want to nickel and dime traders, even though our content's legitimate. Like, we uploaded that content for free, and now like a lot of the videos have like 20,000, 10,000 views, like a lot of views in a short period of time, because it's legitimate content. Like, it's good content. But that's how Mitch and I just kind of came up to Mitch and I was like, look, dude, like, you can join the YouTube with me, and we can just start running this as a team. And he was like, okay, cool. And that's how it started. And now the channel's big, and we got this cool resource here. But yeah, that's how I got started. But yeah, BYND, gapping up from 100 to 109. Now, this is an interesting level. I don't know what this level was, but I think this level is interesting for BYND right here. So it's actually right there now, but you can see that had a confirmed double top. We also have like a little bit of a trend line here that it might follow. Like, if you see this trend line right here, that might be a solid trend line. So we'll see what happens there. But I would watch again, specifically this 108.60 level, 108.50, 108 is probably right here. 108.50 is probably the best level to look at. And then obviously, the whole dollar's here for some scalps. It's just got a big range, and the pre-market high up here. That's what I would watch for BYND. But we can, but yeah. So the news for BYND. All right. All right, but yeah, so BYND is up. Let me go ahead and go over this. The BYND reported first quarter net income of 1.8 million or 3 cents a share, compared with a loss of 6.6 mil or 95 cents a share a year ago. So they are actually reporting profitable income. Revenue grew by 141% to 97.1 mil from 40 mil, roughly, in the 2-year ago period. And analysts surveyed by FactSet estimated a loss of 7 cents a share on revenue of 88.8 million. So the reason BYND had these numbers is because of the coronavirus, right? Like this big drop, we had this big drop with everything else, like the market tanked, and so BYND tanked, and then they started to actually make a little bit more money, it seems, because meat suppliers had a hard time with their production because of the coronavirus, and so that, I guess, benefited BYND, is what that article was saying. But yeah, interesting. We'll see what happens. Big volatile stock there. I haven't traded it much, but I might try to scalp this thing. Then we also have CTSO. We got ADPT on lower volume. We have AMC gapping up after a big drop yesterday. AIMT. We got Space here, SPCE. That looks interesting. We'll see if Space has a catalyst. We got first quarter results that came out for this one as well. So yeah, a lot of earnings that came out. First quarter loss, lower revenue, but they said they're going to collaborate with NASA to advance a high Mach technology. So collaboration with NASA for space, but it did have first quarter results that came out that were a first quarter loss and lower revenue. So interesting that this one's gapping up, but we'll see what happens with it as well. We also have ENPH. Gapping up here, EMPH gapping up from 44.30s to 47. Interesting. We'll see what happens with EMPH. Like I said, you got anything else specific that you want to look at, let me know. I can look up the catalyst for EMPH here as well. Alright, first quarter results. It had EPS of 38, which was better than the 33-cent estimate. Sales of 205.54 million, which was better than the 202 million estimate. So good results for ENPH is the news. We also have INMD here, gapping up, which is IntegraMed, Salt. And then we got Pinterest, which is down in pre-market. I'm guessing it's bad first quarter results in earnings season right now. Yeah, first quarter results that were not great. Sales were better than estimates, but non-GAAP loss per share was down. Gross margin pressure and slower OPEX growth is the reason this is down. So rough first quarter results for Pinterest. And yeah, then we got the market news, and I can go over the overall market news here as well. We got the SPY, which is up slightly. I can go over this catalyst as well here. We got some news. Let me see if I can find it. Alright, so we do have payroll that came out, which was down to 20.236 million versus 20 million expected. So a little bit better than expected, but it is down. I'm going to go ahead and quote this, and this is from MT Newswires, and it says, quote, U.S. stock futures were modestly higher Wednesday as traders looked ahead to a deluge of quarterly earning reports while keeping an eye on developments surrounding the reopening of the country's economy. And again, this is all quoting from MT Newswires. It says, quote, Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ futures were all up around 0.8%, and on Tuesday, President Trump confirmed plans to wind down the government's COVID-19 task force after an earlier pronouncement from Vice President Mike Pence. Oil is slightly higher with global benchmark crude. We could look at USO. With global benchmark crude up 2.2%, U.S. West Texas Intermediate up 3.2%, but the U.S. oil fund is down. Look at this big drop. So we are red in the U.S. oil fund, but it looks like oil is higher. What's an oil ETF, guys? I want to say UGAZ, but it's down as 2, so this must be old. When did this come out? This came out an hour ago. And so, yeah, this has since dropped, I guess, but... One that I haven't seen in a while is NIO. Look at NIO. And we'll look up the commodities in a second with gold and stuff. But look at NIO ripping. It's been a while since I traded this one. But look at that rip. We'll have to look at the catalyst for this. Let me see. Company reported a 180.7% year-over-year growth in April vehicle deliveries. Is the reason NIO is up. Interesting. Alright, guys. So what's up, team? Oh, Wayfair. Sorry, Joe. I got you, bro. My bad. So Wayfair, big gap up here. Sorry, I had to send something. So yeah, Wayfair had a big move, and we talked about this one yesterday, I believe, for Wayfair. So look at that range I drew out the other day, and look how well it followed that range. Wow. Pretty solid range here. Remember, guys, yesterday when I talked about this move, I was actually spot on. I didn't realize this. I didn't watch it at the open. But look at that 175 level I talked about, and then look at the drop when that broke. So like when it broke, look at this drop. It broke under 175. We had this huge drop under 175 with a lot of momentum, and you know that's the level I talked about, was that 175. Once we actually got a crack underneath it, we had a really nice move back down, and then look at the range down here at 166, and so it actually followed that range very closely. But yeah, this news was Wayfair put out first quarter results that I'm assuming were positive. But yeah, so Wayfair had first quarter results that came out. Let me see. Alright, so Seifel says Wayfair is experiencing 90% growth in QTD in the second quarter, and the pandemic will be a positive thing for Wayfair in the long run. But yeah, so Wayfair's up. The biggest thing, and I think the biggest level that we're going to run into right now, guys, is this level right here. So we have, and you can also see when this previous close broke, but I think the previous close from yesterday, which is also the previous close from today here, is around 165.88. And so I would watch this level specifically with Wayfair. Again, it's right around it's right around 166. But technically it's at 165.88, and that's what I would really watch to keep an eye on, to see if we get a break of that, what happens if that level turns into some support. So just to make it bigger here, this is the level I'm talking about. Hey, nice, Chris. Crazy game, bro. Hey, congrats, man. That's a big win, bro. Congrats, dude. Let me get Mitch in here. Alright, I got Mitch in here. Let's do a volume check. Let's see. Here we go. It should work. Let me see. Let me fix the sound really quick, guys, and then we'll get Mitch here. Let me know how the sound is, guys, with the music relative. What's up, Mitch? You there, bro? Turn this up a little bit. There we go.
Yo.
Yo, what's up, dude? Alright, guys. Let me know how the volume is with Mitch, with the sound and music and stuff.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
There we go. What's up, Alex? What's up, John?
Good morning, team. Good morning.
Hey, nice, John O. So yeah, Mitch had my biggest win ever yesterday. 5K, 4,900, 4,700. So we're gonna be doing 1,000 shares minimum today. It should be fun. As long as the stock is like AMD or MU or like something with like a reasonable range, right? I'm not gonna take 1,000 shares of Zoom or 1,000 shares of Disney or 1,000 shares of BYND or anything like that. It's only gonna be like mostly stocks under $50.
Yeah, man, great win, dude.
Right,
I didn't even get to see it, but yeah, great win.
I appreciate it, bro. But yeah, we got our account's at a nice $8,509 in profit.
Yeah, guys, a lot of stocks still holding up. Looking to maybe start looking for some puts on this wing stop over here, but the only problem with the puts is they're too expensive. They already know. Way too expensive. I'm trying to grab one for like, let's say 100 or maybe even 70 longer term. But man, it's way too expensive. They want to charge me almost more than $1 for the 100 pricing. So
yeah,
it's a little expensive there. But I do feel like it could come right back down towards that 100.
Wait, old Wingstop?
Good old Wingstop.
Honestly, I had some wings for the first time in like 2-3 months. Yesterday and the day before. I might have bought 80 wings from Domino's. I might have bought it. It's the first time I bought takeout food during this whole thing. Hey, dude, what's up, man?
This is my idea. All right, guys, when a stock goes from $50 all the way up there to $125, we're talking about more than a 80-point move, up there about 182% from March 19th. That to me just seems like unnecessary extension. Even though, yeah, they were getting a lot of orders, and yeah, their earnings might be good. I don't know if their earnings are $125 good. They might be more of $100 good, $90 good. And this is just kind of the momentum and the earnings being priced into the stock prior earnings. So that's the way I look at Wingstop. I'm a little bear in here. I really think that, yeah, it could maybe even push up to 130, but I don't think 150 is in play for this one. I definitely think 100 is closer in play here than the 130s or 140s.
My favorite quote of the day is, "John is the guy we see. Mitch is his conscience speaking." Love it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Mitch is my conscience. That's true.
You guys don't know. All right, guys. There's a couple out there. There's a cheesecake. This one I feel a little bearish on. I feel like you're gonna start seeing some restaurants come back down. The ones that are gonna struggle are gonna come down. The ones that are gonna have some kind of ability to really do on-the-go services or figure out a way to open their stores, their restaurants, and actually get customers in there. When you think about it, restaurants were already struggling before to really make a profit. And that's when you had the ability to stuff your restaurant, like where it just was to capacity. You didn't have to worry about any of these kind of worries now. Now the concerns about, hey, I need 6 feet apart. Hey, I need your employees to be protected. Hey, I need to make sure that things are being sanitized. Hey, there's so many more expenses that are going to come to restaurants. Yet what's coming more? Nothing. There's no more profits. There's no more revenue. It's not like the revenues are going to increase. I should see decreases in revenues. And I think you're going to start seeing, I think in the long run, a lot of these restaurants are going to go out of business. I don't see them surviving. One of them right here is Cheesecake Factory. I think this one will go out of business in the long run. I don't think they're going to be able to separate their tables and get the revenue needed. This was a restaurant already struggling to fill up seats, and now how are you going to fill the seats up if they need to be 6 feet apart?
I love Cheesecake Factory though. It's so good.
It's going bye-bye, man. I love the cheesecake.
Yeah.
They need to keep the cheesecake. Just get rid of the factory.
Yeah, for sure. I have a few friends that work there. They don't work there now, but they've worked there over the years, so I've been there a few times. It's pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, we'll see. It's interesting to look at.
Yep. It'll be definitely one to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Another one, if you guys want a cheaper one in gaming, there's this glue stock, Glue Mobile. It's actually tradable here on TradeNet, the platform that we use every day. And I could see this one maybe ripping through 9. We could get some pullbacks today, maybe towards the $7.75 and the $8 before we really rip. But this one's holding relatively well, and gaming's doing so well that I think in the long run you could see this one back up to the highs. You got the long range of 12 up there, and I think this one is definitely going to get some good numbers with the gaming numbers that keep increasing.
Yeah, for sure.
And this one's tradable for you guys, so that's GLUU.
It's also an 850 stock, so pretty cheap. You can probably buy a decent amount of shares.
Yeah, that's the key. I always like to try to find a little bit of cheaper stocks for you guys. We do get cheaper stocks in TradeNet. The key is that they had to have some liquidity. You see this one trading in the millions, 20 million, 30 million shares traded, and that's really, I think, what determines tradable or non-tradable in TradeNet. Of course, we don't directly work for them, so we don't know exactly, but that's what we see most of the time. It has a lot to do with the liquidity. They want high liquid stocks, so that I think a majority of the time it's so beginner traders don't come back kind of coming back at them because, hey, they got into a penny stock with a couple thousand shares and they got destroyed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I might check that one out. I don't mind that one. I think if it breaks, the big level to look for, I think if it holds 850. 850 is the big level it's at right now, and then if it breaks 870 pre-market high, it could look good as well.
Yeah, we'll be watching that one. So today, of course, you got healthcare leading again, technology right behind it. Then you're gonna have utilities and energy. Just keep an eye on it, guys. A lot of the healthcare doing really well. The ones that I think are going to do the best are going to be um, the medical devices and medical care right now leading. You see them up here. They keep holding supports. That's really the key, I think. You're seeing kind of this range in between here in the medical devices. You have this range right here where it's just trapped in that range. And that's a big thing. It keeps holding that range. I think eventually you might see a breakout in these medical devices, these biotechs. These are the strongest ones, so we'll just keep an eye on those. Of course, technology, keeps holding its highs. Anytime it pulls back, it rips right back up. So I think a really negative sign would be if technology really took a downturn. But for right now, technology keeps holding and in consolidation. So we'll keep watching this.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's an interesting tech too. Glue. Penny stocks. Yeah, I'm not much of a penny stock trader either. I don't know if I would consider it a penny stock. It just depends. Like, I consider a penny stock a low floater. And I'm not much of a low float trader, but, if they have an opportunity, I'll trade them. It just depends.
Chegg, I think you're going to get some consolidation on that chart. Just way too high up for it to continue. But you could see the momentum players push it at the beginning and then eventually coming back down. I think you need some consolidation closer towards 53 and 52s for it to come back up through the 62. But this one definitely, 42 million shares traded yesterday, probably about 3 times the average volume in Chegg. So look for that to continue, that trend. You need to see, let's see, 60 million shares and it ripping through highs. So that would mean that investors piled in and they piled in again today. Look for lows to hold. Right now it has a 56.84 bottom. I honestly think this one's going to maybe pull back, like I said, towards like the 53 area, 52 area before coming right back up. It would just make sense because when we ripped up, we got to that level here. It opened up at 53.79. So that's kind of the level of support I think it's going to come back down to before it has a tendency of ripping right back up. If you look in this sector, you're going to find that educational and training is actually up high. Let me find some leading stocks in that sector. Just give me 1 second. Well, in that industry. That's educational and training services. Another one that you're going to see making move is this is the index for that education and training service. You could see this one start rocketing up. As you see, turn away from kind of the university look, and a lot of these educational are going to come out with online education. At the end of the day, with this COVID worry, I think you're going to start seeing a change in education go more to online than an in physical kind of education look. People are not going to be wanting to separate that money out there. A lot of people are starting to get more into these kind of where you actually get taught by the expert in the field versus let me go and get a generalized education that you get in college. Of course, there's certain fields in college, like let's say engineering or medical fields.
Lawyer.
Those, they teach you more specifics.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's say like you get a business degree, you might as well just go to some kind of mentor that it was big in the industry that you want to be in and really get the nitty gritty of the kind of the field that you're trying to get into. I think colleges, a lot of the times, were always meant not necessarily to teach, but to get you to the kind of career that you wanted. So it's kind of more of a selection process than I think a learning process. And that's just my personal opinion. You know, I've gone to college already, but I can just say that that's what I think it's kind of more of. It's more selection. If you already know what you want, you know, I would personally start looking at some of these other options that you're going to get, like in Chegg and these different options. These universities that are online are doing really well right now. This one's UTI. It's a $7 stock, and you could see this one start ripping up, maybe getting up there to $10, $11, now that it's really going to have support of online universities.
Yeah, a good example of that is like boot camps, like coding boot camps. For like a lot of times programmers are learning from boot camps nowadays as opposed to going to college. And you know, a lot of times people that went to college already for programming are going to tell you that you need to go to college for it, but most of the time people actually get coding degrees from specialized boot camps that teach you much faster than college. And sure, if you get a college degree, you're going to make more, but you're going to get that experience faster if you just go to a boot camp. And so that's a good example of the education trending away from college. But like you said, I think like lawyer, doctor, you're always going to need to go to college for it. But like business, programming, maybe, you know, not college isn't super necessary in that regard.
Yeah, it's all about specialization. I think you know, those kind of really specialized fields, then yeah, you kind of get the education needed. But if it's not a very specialized education, if it's a very general education, sometimes I just feel like the expense is too high.
Yeah,
and that's for everyone to decide, you know. It's a risk and reward game that we play every day. These two stocks, I'd watch them. They're the leaders in this sector today. If you like Chegg, then maybe look for a leader in the sector getting sympathy because of the Chegg investors. So the two plays I would look for would be this PRDO and this BEDU. This BEDU actually has a capitalization of $1.4 billion, and the change today has been 7.6%. You could see this one surge. It has a lot of bottom. You see the bottoming effect on here? This could actually help it because it has a really good solid support for you to go off of here in the 6. I could see maybe this one start ripping in the 7s, get up to 750 today, and in the long term kind of clear up this shadow up to the $8. So look for maybe some sympathy in education and training. The next sector industry in this one is the grocery stores doing well today. Like let's say Kroger. You can look at Kroger's. You can look at Go. You can look at there's another major one here. Let me see the market caps. They usually tell you which are the biggest ones. Casey's General Stores. They're all doing well today. That's the grocery stores. The down one, financials, guys. Financials is really down, guys. So I'll be watching for this one to kind of lead down. The worst one in this sector right now is the regional banks. But I think in the long run, global is what I really try to pay attention to. That's banks like Wells Fargo, Citibank, those kind of options. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. Look for healthcare and technology to keep holding. I'm going to be looking for financials to lead us down. My overall look for the SPY is for a pop maybe to the 290s and then a fade out for the rest of the week. I think the bears have finally started to calm down a little bit. Some bulls are getting back into the market thinking we could go back to 300, and this is when we could start seeing the downturn.
Yeah, for sure. And with that said, I can go over the overall market news really quick here before the bell. So this is the ETF preview, and this is from MT Newswires. And so I'm going to go ahead and quote this. It says, quote, let's see. It was a little bit too high. So yeah, it says, quote, what's up? It says, quote, broad market exchange traded funds, including IWM and IVV, were higher. Actively traded procures QQQ were down 0.8%, and U.S. stock futures were modestly higher Wednesday as traders looked ahead to a deluge of quarterly earning reports while keeping an eye on developments surrounding the reopening of the country's economy. On Tuesday, President Trump confirmed plans to wind down the government's COVID-19 task force after an earlier pronouncement from Vice President Mike Pence. We also have, let's see, ALNY reported non-GAAP loss of 152 per share, which was bigger than the 142 a year earlier. We also, like Mitch said, financial, so Global Payments, GPN, a provider of payment tech and software, reported pre-market first quarter adjusted EPS of 158, which is up from 134 a year ago. Adjusted revenue totaled 1.73 billion for March. We also have tech, which Shopify reported better than expected first quarter results. And then we can move on to commodities here, which is, we can look at oil, which is down. Crude is up 6.9%. The U.S. oil fund is down. I don't know why this says it's up. It's up 3.9%. Natural gas is down 3.8%. So you can look at UGAZ, big drop in natural gas. We look at the U.S. natural gas fund is down 2.7%. Gold is down 0.6%, with the Spider Gold Trust being down 0.9%. Silver is up 0.7%. The iShares Silver Trust is also up 0.7%. So yeah, that's the market news, guys. We got about a minute and a half left, a little bit less than that. So let's do this, team.
An industry that you could look to be weak and maybe get stronger is department stores. It's really weak right now. Could come back.
Yeah, Jason, so with an ETF, it represents assets is what I meant. Like, it represents like an underlying commodity, like there's gold ETFs and stuff like that. And when I said they were more volatile, I specifically meant volatility ETFs, like for instance the SPY or leveraged ETFs that give you stronger moves than the underlying asset is what I specifically meant for it. If that makes sense. But yeah, I'm not saying all ETFs are more volatile. I'm saying some, like volatility ETFs, that either measure the volatility or are more leveraged than the underlying assets, can be more volatile for short-term trading, and so that's why some people use them, is really what I meant by that. Alright guys, we got 15 seconds. Let's do this. Like I said, guys, I made 5K yesterday, 4.8K really, and we're going to be trading with bigger size today, certainly. Let's do this, and good luck, guys. I'm going to get everything ready here. Here's the bell. Good luck, team. Let's put the SPY up so you guys can see this while I get everything rolling here. Alright, so there's the bell. SPY popping up a little bit short term after the open.
Just found this new stock. I'm going to keep an eye on it, guys. It's an IPO that recently that was traded. I think it came out in October. It's DAO, and it's in the educational. It's very low volume, so just be careful. Just want to put it out there that, you know, I'm looking at this one, but keep an eye on it. Be careful.
All right, SPY dropping a little bit here. We're at 287.70s. We'll see what we get. Let me see. We got AMD dropping, testing the previous close. MU hasn't really done much. We got cannabis hasn't really done much either. SPY is just putting some big wicks, big up wick, big down wick, a little bit of a doji there, and so that signifies some indecision. But we are getting a big move down to the bottom of the range, breaking that first candle's low. We got Uber dropping as well. And so we got a few different moves. Interesting. Let's do this. Like I said, we're gonna be trading much larger today. It should be fun. Wish me luck, team.
Jag heading straight down there, right out the open. I might try to take an early fade on that one with a low share size. Remember that the spread is about 30 to 40 cents in this one, so be careful.
All right, so AMD's the first interesting one I see here. The SPY's actually ripping up, breaking highs now after a little bit of consolidation at the open. AMD dropped down and tapped this previous closing price, as you can see here. This previous closing price is usually a pretty big resistance level. And so, you know, that's or a pretty big support and resistance level. So you can see AMD tap that and now it's ripping up. And so we'll see what we can get with it. But I'm a little bit nervous, guys. I'm not used to trading this big. But I do have the room in my account now. And so wish me luck, guys. We'll see what happens. I appreciate it, Daniel. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Buzz. You as well, brother. Yeah, Mitch actually messaged me a tip, which I might actually follow. He said I should probably stay a little bit smaller at the open and wait at least 15-30 minutes before I trade with 1,000 shares just to keep my risk down, and I kind of agree with that. Yeah, for sure. I agree, for sure. No, it makes sense. I'll probably scale down to like 500, and then after a certain point, move up to 1,000. But like I said,
I think it's important. One of the things that, you know, you've noticed this, not even it's me. Every single time you try to pressure yourself to size up, usually the first trade is usually, and it's not to sound negative, but the first trade usually takes a hit, and then it's hard to trade at that size.
Oh, for sure.
So it's easier to take a smaller hit maybe first. Maybe you get a win, and then you get some cushion, and then you get some confidence for swinging.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 500,000 shares sounds reasonable. We'll see. But I'm going to try to take it slow and trade less. It feels good to not have to worry about taking, you know, like if I lose $1,000 today, I'm still happy. I'm still up 4K in the last 2 days. So,
All right, John. Just to give you a tip, really looking weak today is the airlines.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, right now I'm looking at AMD. Like AMD's edging towards that previous closing price, and so if it breaks, then I might jump in with like a 500 shares. We need that 19 break, and so that's really what I'm waiting for here. Same thing kind of with MU, although MU looks a little bit stronger. But that's really what I'm kind of looking at now is this previous closing price right here. We're gonna see if we get a break of this. Especially like if the SPY can confirm it and break lows simultaneously, that's when I might pile in. And thank you guys. Yeah, for sure. Trading big is super scary, but it like I said, I made $5 grand yesterday, so no matter what happens, I'm gonna be happy, you know. And it might take me a few days to really get comfortable with using like 500, 1,000 shares, but I think it definitely is time to do that. And I think I've been very profitable in the last few months to where it's justified me taking big size like that. I just have to kind of take it slow and slowly condition myself to be okay with that and to be used to that. But I appreciate it, team. Appreciate the love and support, guys.
All right, guys. Looking at this UAL, wanted to come back up to 2420s, and I'll take a risk off 2430s.
So yeah, with AMD, we did get a bounce at that previous close, so I'm gonna wait. Maybe a dip buy for MU, but see, part of me wants to take 300, 200 shares to get my feet wet like I always do, but
there's nothing wrong with that.
Gotta do it. I just jumped in with 500.
Flowing, man.
I just jumped in with 500 of. I'm gonna take half off here just to protect myself. I jumped in with 500 of MU. I'm gonna take another half off here, and I'm gonna ride the last 100 up. See if we get a much larger breakout. Very small trade relative to everything, but I was super lucky with this bounce. Woo. I got really lucky with that bounce, man. I caught that move.
I missed that UAL rejection, VWAP rejection. It went to 24, like 15 so quickly. I wasn't able to grab in there. Airlines heading down there.
All right, I just scaled out of MU a little bit. I'm only in with 50 shares now. We'll look to see what else we can get, but I got really lucky and caught that bounce on MU right where I wanted it. And up $35, small, But I got my feet wet. That's all I was really trying to do for my first trade.
All
But I took 500
to
shares.
come to view out.
Smaller trade than I wanted, obviously, but hey.
Hey,
Green's good.
get it flowing.
Yeah. Might take me a second, but see if I can add another 500 shares right here. Down to 50. Anticipate a bounce off of 50. The only reason I don't like the SPY is pulling back, so I'm gonna wait. Actually, I might switch over to AMD. Bring my position list up here. I'm gonna get 2 windows up.
Might get into Chegg here, guys. It'll be 50 shares. Short side.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna get out here and take my profit on MU. $25 win. Not that much with 500 shares, but look at that drop I just avoided. So I'm actually really happy there. There's AMD's drop. I'm gonna short into it with 500 shares.
All right, got a little short here in Chegg. We'll cover if it breaks 59.12s. About a 40-cent risk with 50 shares.
All right, so I'm
Just broke it.
I'm in with 500 of AMD here. Nice. Took half off there. Beautiful drop. Caught that huge drop very, very quickly. Gonna take another half off there. Gonna get out the rest there. Whew, man, I caught the drop at the previous closing price. Remember, guys, I said 52.19. I'm nervous, man. But I said 52.19, that previous closing price break, I was going to attack. And look at this drop as soon as that happened. Beautiful drop. Probably could have held a little bit more, but the market turned, which was beneficial to me. But up 70 on the day. Not too shabby so far. Getting used to it, but not too bad.
A lot of volume got in this ALK here at the bottom.
Here, put your window up if you're in something.
Yeah, I already got in and out of something, so
Okay.
I'll put it up though.
I'm throwing money around, but it's calculated. Daniel, I appreciate you looking out, though.
CGC looks like it's breaking down here. We'll look for a bounce here to get short on CGC.
Nah, I made 5,000 in one trade yesterday, Benny. All right, AMD's popping back up here. I don't necessarily hate adding to this right here and jumping in and then shorting into this move, anticipating that it's gonna hold here. I'm gonna wait. The SPY is breaking lows though, so that should help me theoretically here. But we're already above it, so I'm gonna wait to enter.
All right, guys, technology leading us up.
Maybe I should have jumped in. That was my shot with AMD there. I'm gonna wait. I'm up a decent amount on the day already. I'm just gonna wait. Yes,
For
I'm up.
financials to break down when it leads us. Good job, John.
All right, thanks, man. Yeah, Vinny, I am up 8.5K, really 8.6K, closer to 8.6 now in the account. What was the 5K trade? The 5K trade was on Uber yesterday. I was trying to hit my goal of making $5,000 in this account, and I got really lucky, and I had a few thousand shares, and while I was in the trade and kind of taking some swings, I caught this move on Uber. And so I called bad news. A bad catalyst came out for Uber, and it was that California is suing them for classifying their drivers as independent contractors. And so with that, I was able to ride this big move down with a few thousand shares and bank big on it. Got very, very lucky.
All right, guys. One moving big today with the it's actually bouncing from negative earnings was Pinterest.
Hey, what's up, Matt? Hope you're doing well, bro. He says, John, you're no longer a beginner trader. I know, man. The channel's a free resource and community for new traders. That's why we call it beginner trading. It's not that I'm a beginner. It's that it's a resource for beginners, you know. Hey, thanks, Noah. Appreciate that.
A little drop here in the market. Be careful.
Yeah, market's ripping under these lows. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I missed the airlines today, man. I should have shorted into those. I'm looking at them break down right now. A little bit slow. Shippers are crashing back down, guys. The oil ones.
If another candle forms here on AMD and then we get a pop back up to the previous closing price, I might take it, but we need another candle to form here. I don't want it to be the same candle because then we might get a quick retracement like that, which is what, yeah, this is exactly why I didn't jump in early like that, because we needed another candle to form. Market's ripping down though. A new candle didn't form at the right spot, unfortunately. I appreciate it, Matt. Thank you, bro. Hey, appreciate the sub, X. Hey, guys, remember, hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every single weekday morning on YouTube. We're not experts. We just teach people what works for us specifically. And if you want to watch us trade for free every day, don't forget to subscribe. We do this live. We show you all aspects of our trading, too. So hit that sub button if you haven't. And make sure to click the bell. You'll get an alert every single time we do go live, team. There's the drop. I looked away and answered a text, and this is what I get, man. I missed the move I was waiting for. But I think AMD's being a little bit too swingy right now. Alright, so maybe I'll short into this pop up here to 52.19. Hey, I appreciate the sub. Ivan and Mira. Appreciate it. Terry, thanks guys. Welcome. I'm gonna get in 500 more shares here. I'm gonna scale out of this one fast if I can and just watch for a squeeze. I don't want to get caught in a squeeze here. Very, very close to exiting. 15s. I got caught in the squeeze. It's okay. We're gonna take it slow. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm getting text messages. Market bouncing back. Probably not the best time to short there. Hey, I appreciate the sub. SK, welcome in. Thank you, sir. We're getting there. Like I said, it's gonna take a little while for me to really get used to trading with bigger size. And overall, I'm still green, so I gotta just be happy with that, and we'll see what we get. But scalping's a little bit more difficult when you're trading bigger. So wish me luck, guys. I think one thing I'm doing is I'm giving myself a little bit too tight of a stop area. What did Disney end up doing? SPY pulling back pretty big. Disney's ripping up. See, and in order for AMD to really be weak, it needs to maintain under this 52.19 level.
I'm looking for a bounce here in cake, but getting no bounce. It already faded down.
How much did you lose on your last red day? I don't know.
Definitely. Man, it's getting washed out already. I wanted to bounce.
From Colorado, nice man. Yeah, Mitch is in there. Mitch is there. Long lost family members texted me trying to get that money. It all depends. I'm a scalper. I ram, so it's gonna depend on the stock, the trade, all that stuff. Kara was happy. She was proud of it, you know. Alright, so AMD reversing here. Maybe I'll look for a washout long. We're gonna have to wait to see if we find anything on it. SPY, big reversal here, team. Big reversal in the SPY. Let me see if I can find some in the short end too. I just don't know if I see anything yet. Big reversal in the SPY, big drop. It should drag everything else down, or at least a lot of other stuff here. Nothing really gets dropped like I wanted to, unfortunately. I'm just gonna wait. Do I maintain a trading journal? My stream is my trading journal. I can go back and watch every trading day for the most part, and then I record everything. Do you think a crash will come in the next few months? I don't know. Hey, nice Felix. What's up, bro? Alright, guys. We're going to look for some following moves. Market's popping up. MU might be breaking highs here. It's just kind of extended. I don't know if I like the high that they break for MU. Alright, so CTC is below the previous close. Consolidating a little bit. Hey, later, Chris. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate it, Andrew. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the love, guys. How many of you all are from Facebook? Anybody see? I've been pushing some Facebook ads. I'm trying to see if they're working. So how many of you came from Facebook? Let me know. Alright, here's CGC break. Too extended on the downside, I think. Nothing. The only thing I'm kind of looking at is Kron here. Kron's so cheap right now, though. Kron's trying to break lows of the day here. I'm watching it. I might jump in with 500 shares, small here, and see if I can use a risk of 575 once the low of the day break happens on Kron, CRON. So I'm looking for it to break under 572, which is it's kind of battling right now. And you know, a good thing about this one, even though the range is small, I probably use like 700, maybe 1,000 shares even for this one. There's the break. I'm gonna jump in with 700 shares. And the good news about this one is that the previous closing price is above me now. You know, I'm going to add that other 300 shares here. I'm in with 1,000 shares of CRON. We want to see a breakdown to here, but definitely a small range stock. Hey, I appreciate the subs, guys. Welcome, team.
Yeah, definitely should have stuck with the airlines this morning. They're tanking. A bunch of fades in them. Just missed pretty much every single move there. Definitely hesitation this morning. Got to do a little better.
Hey guys, we got 504 people in here, team. I guess people are seeing me swing, so hey, I appreciate the love, guys. Let's do this. We're gonna keep pushing. But 500 people in here, that's cool. Alright, up a little bit. There's 68s, 67s. Bad spread. Oh, no, that's MU. There we go, 69s. We're just so extended down here. I'm gonna pull up my Kron window here. Scale out, I'm probably going to scale out with like 700 shares. We're just kind of extended down here on the bottom though, unfortunately. Not reacted to the market's movement like I necessarily wanted to. Hey, appreciate the sub, Ken. Welcome, bro. Appreciate the love, man. Thanks, bro. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. We got 500 people in here. 83 likes, 86 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't. Show some support, team. Uber crashing down. Maybe I should have. I was really thinking about shorting CGC instead. Maybe I should have shorted it because it is just crashing down here. And I don't hate this level on Kron. It's not a terrible level. Like, I still have some room. And regardless, I mean, it's pretty small sizing relative to the range. It's still 1,000 shares, but we're gonna be patient with it. It's a cheap stock. Alright, we're gonna squeeze up. Maybe I'll get out this one soon. Like I said, I'll probably use that 574 as my risk level. I should have shorted CGC, but it's alright. There's the market tank here. This should drag Kron down, I think. But didn't. I guess I don't like my entry.
Looking for one more spike here in Disney to get short.
Yeah, you
one
like
spike here in Disney.
Yeah, Jonathan, you like. It's called Rain Check by Dylan Sitz. It's a dope song. I like it too, man.
Carnival heading down there, Royal Caribbean heading down there. Looks like the airlines and cruises are getting destroyed today. Definitely missed those at the gates. Just watching those now come back. Cannabis also heading down. You could look for that to come back maybe.
Alright, so I'm on Kron. If it squeezes over this 74 level, I'll probably just jump out of it. Break-even day so far, which is okay. There's 75. Yeah, I'm just going to get out there, keep it easy and small. MU, though. So if MU breaks under 46.25, I'm almost certainly going to short that one. So, like, we get a break underneath this here. I'm going to short into MU. And like I said, guys, this
now starting to get interested in Disney.
But yeah, like I said, guys, this is my first day trading with larger size, and so it might be a little bit of a transitionary period as I learn and kind of do it. So bear with me, team. No, I'm referring to the price for CRON. I don't know how good fundamentally CRON is. And so I don't know if I would necessarily suggest using CRON. Again, I don't know. It might be good. It might be bad. It's a cannabis stock. So I appreciate the sub, John Wick. Love the name, bro. Hey, nice, Larry. Nice work, dude. And remember, guys, we do this live every single weekday morning on YouTube. Every single morning for free. We day trade live like this. And so if you appreciate the free content, you know, we're not experts or gurus here, though. We just teach people what works for us specifically. It might not work for you. And so understand that, but we hope you'll subscribe and we hope you'll click the bell. You'll get an alert every time we go live if you do click the bell, guys.
All right, got short some Disney.
All right, guys, and an important thing here for the overall market is that we are testing the previous closing price. And so the SPY itself is actually testing the previous close, which is where a stock goes from red to green. And that level is at 286, roughly. 286.20 is where that level is.
Risk right now for me, guys, would be 103.
Music is on point. Hey, thanks, bro. Hey, tell me what you guys think of this song. It's a little bit more fast-paced, but I think it's a cool song. All right, so market bouncing back a little bit here.
Yeah, it might squeeze me out. About to squeeze me out, guys. It doesn't turn right back below 103s.
Kron fakes me out.
Want to see it close below this 93.
We're here with you, bro. Go slow like you did when you first started. Powers and patience. Yeah, yes, sir. I'll do my best. It's hard, man. It's hard when you get a big win to kind of slow it down a little bit and you know, enjoy it. but I'm working on it. Like I said, made 5 G's yesterday. Biggest win I ever did. Biggest gain in the stock market I've ever made on any particular day. Definitely on any specific trade. So I'm really happy for it, and really happy I did it. And I'm also excited I get to scale up. And so I'm pretty excited that I actually get to trade larger and start to make some real money. But it's a process, and I do have to take it slower. So I appreciate the advice here. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. Making those Lambos.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna get it, man. I'm gonna buy that.
Or at least a
Lambo.
Kia.
Yeah. Hey, dude,
at least
Kias
a
are
Kia.
dope. You know, Kias are dope. You know, honestly, I'd like a WRX, a Subaru. You know, it's a Subaru, but they're dope too.
The true trader.
Yeah.
Buying Kias left and right.
That's right. You know, we don't need Lambos around here. You know.
Yeah, Kias, bro. We're gonna get a Kia sponsorship now.
Yeah, for sure. You like the song, Joe? Nice, man. Yeah, I think it's a cool song.
Alright guys, a good rejection there after the 103s. Let it pop up here above my entry. I'll add somewhere near 73s. And then have to hold towards 102.93 as the risk.
Alright, I'm about to take 1,000 shares of MU, I think, guys. If it breaks this level here, 25, scalp it. Alright, I'm in. 1,000 shares. Gonna take half off there. Holding 300, or a little bit more than half. Holding 300 left. Gonna take a little bit more off there. You'll see I'm taking profits much faster than I usually do, but I caught the move that I wanted there for MU. I'm gonna get out the rest there, keep it done. Because I'm also looking at Uber here, but ended up getting out. But like I said, guys, I was waiting for that break to happen, and we caught it. So first real 1,000 share trade, but brought me back from a loss to a win. We'll see what happens now, though. AMD breaking down too. I'll put Mitch back up.
Gotta be careful, this one could break out over the 103s.
I mean, I'll trade some smaller cap stocks sometimes, mostly mid and high cap stocks. I appreciate it, Christopher. Thank you, bro. Yeah, that's the one I want, Joe. I appreciate it, Erica.
I'm gonna get squeezed out right here.
Alright, I'm shorting into Uber with 500 shares here. Looks like he might be faking me out though. I'm gonna give it one more second. I'm in Uber. Ideally, I'd like to see this level hold its resistance now. Right here. There we go. Break even right now. There's 14s, 13s. Ideally, 27 10s, maybe 11s. I'm gonna take half off here.
Alright, I like that downturn now. Gonna go ahead and add any pop into the 70s.
Yeah, I'll put you back up. But yeah, you saw me take profits. I'm holding 200 shares left of Uber. not going to scale out anymore. We're just going to keep it one and done, and I'll let you guys know when it happens. Like I said, ideally I'd like to get out at 27s, like the whole dollar. If it gets over 27.11, though, I'm going to jump out the rest.
All right, guys, just added a little bit. Now really got to hold towards that 103.
And I got out the rest. So I'm up 60 something on the day. Pretty small relative to the sizing I'm using, but like I said, I'm kind of getting my feet wet, team, so it might be a little process.
All right, guys, now have 100 shares at 61 for Disney.
Okay, we got 530 beautiful people in here, team. Hit that like button if y'all haven't already. I appreciate the support, JJ. JJ's always in here pumping us up, man. I really appreciate that, dude. Thank you, brother.
Hey, like always, appreciate the love.
Yeah, man. He said my friend paid 5K on a package that these guys offer for free. Incredible. What hack scam
guys,
thing?
started to get down there. Looking good now.
How did you find the Uber trade? I just saw Uber get broken down here. I mean, it broke under a previous low of the day that had confirmed twice prior to that. So for instance, like Uber, it confirmed that low down there at oh, you mean yesterday, right? Yesterday I was trading and kind of swinging, and I got lucky. It wasn't skill, it was complete luck. I was in Uber with a few thousand shares when ugh, man, I should have held my trade just now on Uber. But I was in it with a few thousand shares when a negative catalyst came out for it. And the catalyst was California is suing Uber for listing their workers as independent contractors when they're not. And so they're getting sued by Cali. And thus made a huge drop very, very quickly that I was able to bank a ton of money on. Very lucky. I was just holding it at the right time. Pure luck. But I'll take it. Sometimes luck is better than skill, you know.
Yep. That's how it goes. All right, guys, once this breaks 102 on the way down, I think it'll go to 101.75, and that's when I'll take profit. When it breaks at 102, I'll look to take some off.
All right, I'm looking on MU for maybe the same thing I just got on Uber for. Hey, 550 beautiful people in there. Oh, hit that subscribe button, team. We do this every day. Appreciate the love, guys. Yeah, James. I wasn't on stream when I did it. I was off stream. Like I said, I was off stream. Like for my account, I had to make 5K within the next month, and I had like 4K, and so I was pretty close. So I had to take some swings, and I got lucky with the Uber swing that I took. John, it takes years to size up. That is the real truth. Thanks for showing your journey. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, it certainly does.
Yeah, like I always say, it first starts with getting a system that you can truly trade day in and day out with great execution, where your approach matches your results. Can't stress that enough.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, we should probably get that breakdown through the 102s here. Let's see if we get it.
Hey, appreciate the love, guys. Appreciate the love, Ricky. Thank you, man. Appreciate the support, bro. Remember, guys, tap that subscribe button if you haven't.
Not getting it there. Let's see if we get it on this next wave.
What chart time frame is the most ideal to look at in your opinion? That's going to depend on what your trading style is. The time frame of your chart is going to depend on how long you're planning on holding the stock, right? If you're holding a really short-term move like I am, then a 1-minute chart is going to be the most favorable. If you're holding a 20-30 minute move, 5-minute chart probably would work. If you're holding a 4-hour move, 15-minute plus. And so it's going to depend on, obviously, you know, you don't want to scalp with a 30-minute chart, and you don't want to trade long-term with a 1-minute chart. And so it genuinely depends on how long you're planning on holding your position and what your style of trading is. Appreciate the sub, Gateway. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I used a bunch of different ones. Thinking about shorting Kron here. Now that's testing the previous closing price and the VWAP. I was also thinking about shorting AMD, but we ended up bouncing at that previous low of the day, so didn't like it. Waited.
Might just have to cover mine. It's not wanting to break down. Could test my entry. That's why I might just take it off. I thought with the SPY breaking down like it did, we'd get a reversal here in Disney and it'd head down. But looks like some investors that keep holding it up here at the support of 100.
Hey, appreciate the sub, Jay. Welcome, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, might just have to cut it.
I gotta wait for some SPY volatility to trade anymore. Maybe we're gonna look at CGC to see if it rejects at 1550. But I think it's tracking with the market some, and so I think we gotta wait for a downward move in the market before we really take that. But I don't hate CGC's rejection of a 1550. Maybe. Don't know if I'm gonna take it myself, but it doesn't look horrible either. For a quick scalp down. Maybe, maybe not.
Got stopped out of Disney for $2. I probably just got wicked. Maybe shouldn't have set my stop, but just being a little hesitant today. So we'll let that one go.
Yeah, it's small, bro. You got this.
Just didn't want to decide to break down. Feel like I traded it right, but didn't want to put any risk.
So I just shorted into CGC, guys. We'll see if this is the wrong move. I decided to take it with 500 shares, anticipating a possible rejection. If we end up holding over 1550, I'm just gonna get out. But I'm waiting to see if we get a rejection. And either way, it's still a pretty break-even day. I'll give it one more second, but market squeezing up a little bit, so
just got back into it. Probably I'm gonna set a quick stop just to see if it just comes quickly right back down. Risks 15 more bucks here. See if I can get it to quickly come right back down here.
I got squeezed out of CGC about break even on the day.
Squeezed out again. It's just playing with me. I'm just getting trapped.
Yeah, SPY's bouncing, I think, causing some stuff to push up too.
Yeah, this is when I get usually these kind of trappy moves here. Should have already broken down.
Yeah, don't stress it, bro. You know, I lost today. It's alright. I'm about break even on the day, but like I said, I'm just now starting to take this bigger size, and so it's gonna take me a little bit of time to really learn how to control my trades with this big of sizing, if that makes sense. So I'm taking 500 and 1,000 shares today, and like I said, if I take a few $100 loss today, it's relatively insignificant. I made $5,000 yesterday. My account's at about 8,500 in profit, so we'll see. Uber's pulling back to the previous close. What we're getting right now, though, team, is the SPY is bouncing back. You see the SPY moving up here. If we think the SPY is going to reject, we can start to short into these moves. I'm going to short into AMD here, and I'm going to use a very tight risk of over 52.22. Alright, so I'm in with 1,000 shares.
Try it one more time. Let's see if I get it. Being a little stubborn here, but
I do that sometimes. I'll jump right back in a move if something changes or if I like the way it looks. Market's starting to squeeze back. Gonna be very tight with this. Or AMD. I would pull the chart up, but I don't think I have time. Alright. 17s, 16s. Alright, we're effectively break even. Now I can pull the chart up. Alright. So, 1,000 shares. We're at 16s now, so I'm break even. 14s. Nice. Gonna look to take about 600 off if we can.
getting squeezed. Yeah, just trading horribly today. Pretty stuck with keep not sticking with my morning plans and just looking at stocks, and should have been trading the airlines today. So this is what happens when you don't stick with your plan.
It's 15s, 14s. I'm gonna let this work a little bit, see if we get a breakdown. Ideally 52.10s is what I'd like to let it work to. And I'm up a little bit, but we're about break even right now. If we could get down to like 12s, I'll take some profit off. There's 13s. There's 12s. Let's take half off there. I know it's pretty. There's 11s. I know it's pretty wimpy, but hey, I gotta protect myself. And like I said, I'm still getting used to this big size, and so we caught the rejection at the previous close that I wanted to, and I'm just gonna hold the rest break even here.
Classic story of not following my plan pre-market. I wanted a short cake. That thing's down to $19 today now.
Alright, so I got out of AMD. I'm up 31 bucks. Avoided this huge squeeze, and so like I said, I held a break even and avoided the squeeze. Caught it when I wanted to. I'll take that. Slightly up on the day still, but kind of a break even day. I'm definitely taking some larger swings though. Gonna be burning up commissions today for sure, but it's alright. Thinking about Uber here. Hey, see you, Tiny. Have a good day. Appreciate you joining us, Tiny. Hey, thank you. I mean, listen, I spend money on ads, Texas Trader. You know what I mean? Like, I spend money on ads. It's just a way to grow your brand. And there's nothing wrong with diversifying your income and making money on different things. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what the smart people do, regardless of how much they make in trading, because trading's also always going to be somewhat unreliable and unstable to a certain extent, even if you're the best trader in the world. You know. And like, I'm not doing that necessarily just to defend Warrior either. I'm just saying, like, I spend money on Facebook ads, and we offer everything for free. I'm not charging anybody for anything. And so, you know, it is what it is. But all right, I'm gonna short into Uber here with 500 shares. But yeah, it's just trying to grow your brand, your presence online. You know, that's what I use ads for. I got squeezed out of Uber. I'll give it one more second, but definitely a sideways day for me. See if we can break some lows. Depends on what the market is doing, really, though. That's the big thing. What is the market doing? Throw it up real quick as long as I don't get a huge squeeze. There we go. It's not too bad. And a break even in Uber. If we can get a low of the day break here, that would be ideal. 94s. Nice. I'm gonna take half off there. Be a little wimpy with it. You'll definitely see me taking profits faster today because I'm not used to trading this big, and so my emotions are all over the place, to be honest. And so with that, I take profits much faster too. Alright, we do get a quick low at the daybreak in Uber. We'll see if it actually maintains down here. I'll try to hold the rest some kind of break even if I can, but I'm gonna get out the rest there. Didn't like that. Up about 40 on the day, small. Like I said, I'm probably down after commissions, but I gotta get used to trading this big. My emotions are, my heart's pounding when I'm taking these trades. So it is what it is. I can be honest about it because I'm scaling up in size. So. Yeah, and sorry guys, if you have questions, wait till I slow down trading a little bit. You know, when I'm kind of in the heat of it, the first hour, it's hard to get to all the questions. So I got you guys. Just yeah, just give me a second, and I got you. Looking at MU still. Looking like getting in it with a 34 risk with 1,000 shares of MU. Waiting. Gotta see what the market does here at the previous closing. But I'm gonna wait because if the market breaks where it's at now, the market's gonna be effectively breaking over the previous closing price, which means the market's going from red to green. And so if the market goes back to green on the day, I don't want to short a mid and high cap stock. That just doesn't make sense. And so with that, I'm going to wait to see how the SPY itself reacts to that level first before I decide to short anything. And I hope you guys understand that logic because that's important logic to have if you're trading the type of stocks I am. And just to show you what I mean, here's the SPY itself. This is the SPY itself. The light blue line here is the previous closing price. So if the SPY breaks over that, we're probably going to get a big surge in volume on the upward direction with a lot of these other stocks, right? And if we get rejected here, we'll probably get a drop. But with that, I can't really risk the market squeezing up. All right, there's a drop in the SPY, but there's a quick bounce, so I'm going to wait. But that's essentially what I'm looking at right now. And yeah, so we're going to squeeze up. MU is consequently squeezing up as well. So like I said, I hope you guys understand that logic, why I did not take that last trade. Yeah, for sure. I'm using ads to bring people to free content, Texas, and that's the difference. Like I do ads, but I'm using it to bring people to my free content. You know, I'm just trying to grow my brand, which you know. Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm trading with 500 to 1,000 shares now, Kevin. Can I link my script for the previous close? I don't think I can. It's a longer script. What I can do is I can send you can join our Discord, and you know, we do have a Thinkorswim script share section that you can use if you want to check it out. I mean, here's the script. I can post the script, but I don't know how well it's going to come out. That's the script. It's not going to let me post it. It's too big. So yeah, you're going to have to go to our Discord if you want that. Here, join this. I'll give you an invite. Hold on. Alright, so just join our Discord and go to the Thinkorswim script share section, and I'll post it so you can see it at the bottom. Here's our Discord link. There's our Discord link if you want to check it out. I usually trade anything from like $10 to like a few hundred. It just depends. I'm not super, strict with the price of stocks I trade. But yeah, here's the script if you want to check it out. Here's the script. Discord link I just posted is it's right above you. I just posted it in the chat. Alright, so like I said, the SPY itself squeezed above that previous close, and so what do we get with MU? We got to squeeze above the level that I wanted. And so with that said, I'm going to have to wait for some type of momentum on the downside now before I really decide to trade anymore, because everything's starting to squeeze up. Uber is, the SPY is squeezing up, and everything else is consequently squeezing up with it. So we're gonna wait and see what we can find. Small day, break-even day, probably a little bit losing after commissions, honestly, but it's my first day trading with this big of size, and again, yesterday I made $5 grand, so can't complain. That's the previous closing price script. Yeah, I shorted today, mostly short. I think I made most of my money from shorting today. I had one green trade going long on AMD, but with the market dropping, I've been attacking shorts for sure a little bit more often today. The script is a Python script that automatically documents this previous closing price right here. You can see this light blue line. It's a Python script that automatically puts this on your charts on Thinkorswim. I mean, I don't really use the level 2 that much to trade, to be honest, son. Everybody's a little bit different. Me with the level 2 is so highly manipulated that I don't trust it that much. I usually solely use it for my entries, like to see what the spread is like and to see where I'd like to get filled. But aside from that, I don't use I don't use the level 2 that often. And I think I'm a little bit of an outlier in that regard. But one thing I've learned in trading is that everybody's a little bit different with how they trade, and that's okay. If they can make it work, they can make it work. I can't fault them for that. And so the same thing with me. You know, I can make it work without really using the level 2. It's so highly manipulated though, guys. Like, you gotta understand, like, people throw orders, huge orders up on the level 2 just to scare people away and squeeze stocks in different directions, and so it's just super manipulated. The level 2 specifically, and time and sales is a little bit better as it's actually filled orders, but the level 2 is just, it will fake you out over and over again. It's just a lot of manipulation going on with it, and so can I use it solely to trade? No, and I don't think I don't think it's going to be a valid way to trade overall. But again, I think I'm a little bit of an outlier in that regard, and so with that said, if you can make it work, you can make it work. Maybe you can, I don't know. I use Epidemic Sounds, David, for the music. I traded Uber when some bad catalysts came out for it. I got really lucky, though. Like, look, here's the trade. I actually recorded it. Yeah. Like, I had everything up on a different monitor that I was using. And so I only caught the tail end of it because I realized that the recorder wasn't on the right monitor that I was using. And so, let me find it. I only got the tail end of it, unfortunately. But I did catch the end of it where I scaled out. So if you could see that. Let me make sure you guys can. Yeah, you should be able to see that. And so you can see. I was like super nervous the entire time, but you can see me taking pictures of it to show everybody. But yeah. Ended the day up $4,851. So I'll take it. I'll make a video about it this weekend. Hey, your mind's in the gutter, Richie. Your mind's in the gutter, bro. Get your mind out of the gutter, bro. You know. All right, AMD ripping up breaking highs here. I maybe look to go long for the second time today. It just depends on what I think the market's going to do. The SPY itself is setting up for a VWAP fade, and so I don't know if I really trust AMD going long. 72, 71s. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. We're getting a high of the day break. If AMD looks like it's going to pull back down and hold this level of support right here, then I don't hate jumping in. All right, there's the pullback. I'm going to jump in with 1,000 shares here for AMD. Wish me luck, guys. In with 1,000. See if we get a ride up. I'll take profits quick. Nice. Take half off there. Holding 3, or a little more than half. Took 700 off there. I'm holding 300 left. I'm going to take another 200 off here, and then I'm going to hold this 100 just to protect myself. Ooh, man, these trades make me nervous, guys. These trades make me nervous. My accuracy's on point today, though. Even though I'm a little swingy, my accuracy's been on point, I think, today. We'll see if we can break the 52.75 $quarter area now. I'm going to get out the rest there. So up 86 on the day. Relatively small, all things considered. But I called out exactly what I was going to do, which was wait for it to pull back to that previous high of the day at 52.66, which we did exactly. And then it held that level of support, so I was able to just ride it up quick. Really easily there for a small win. And then get out before this drop happened. And so I hope everybody understands that logic as well. But man, these trades make me nervous, guys. They make me nervous. So the previous closing price, Jason, is the point where the stock closed the previous day. I mean, it's a little bit self-explanatory, but it's the level the stock closed the previous market day, right? So at 4 p.m. market time, it's where it closed at that time, like right when it closed. So like if you look at this on AMD, for instance, and we look at where the previous close is, we can see that's where it closed the previous day right here, which is it's, you know, if you ever hear the term red to green move or green to red moves, that's what people are talking about a lot of the time. They're either talking about the previous high of the day, but a lot of the time they're talking about the previous closing price. And that's effectively where a stock goes from green to red or from red to green. And so if a stock is breaking over the previous day's close, it's going from red to green. It's going from bearish to bullish. And if it breaks below that level, it's going from bullish to bearish. And so it's a big level that has a lot of sway over a stock's movement. And it's one that I use a lot with scalping in general. It's just looking at that level. The P button stands for position, and so if I'm in a position, I press this to get it ready to exit. So like when I press this, whatever I'm holding will show my position. So if I'm holding 700 shares, it'll bring 700 shares up ready for me to sell or buy or whatever I want to do, right? And so it just stands for position. So it's like whatever I'm holding at that time, if I press P, it's gonna pop up and get ready to sell. No, I don't swing trade, mostly just a short-term day trader. Alright, look, we're still kind of holding this level. I kind of have an urge to jump into it as long as this level holds, but I think I'm going to wait. Maybe if it breaks 52.75, I might scalp at the top of that. But I don't actually hate it right here. Looking for a bounce really quick. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I don't hate this here for a bounce in AMD. Although, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I trust it, actually. I've seen this happen before, and a lot of the time, yeah, there it goes. It fakes out, so, yeah. Sorry. With scalping, you kind of have to be laser focused, and so I've seen these moves happen. What happened just now is that it pulled back down and it held this level as support now. So that's actually a bullish sign too. Probably stopped everybody else out right there, and then it's gonna squeeze up. But how important are ETFs for you? I don't trade them that much. The only ETF I generally trade is the SPY. and I mostly use that to determine market direction as opposed to the S&P 500. Disney been ripping up. I change it back, Justin. So on TEFs and TradeNet, whenever I switch an order, I have to go like that really quick and then mess with my share sizes, which you'll see me do. Like if you rewind it, you'll watch me do that every time I trade, which is or every time I switch. Like if I go to MU, I bring up my share size, I'll click market really quick, and then I'll get in. You know, I gotta set up hotkeys now that I've been scalping a little bit more often though. But yeah, people asking what our platform is. Let me get so we're using TEFs and TradeNet, and like I get it, a lot of people hate on them, right? But it's actually pretty favorable for especially like new traders. Like for instance, their base package is $3.99, right? And once you're approved, it comes with a course and a demo account and access to their chat room. And then once you're approved, they give you $14,000 to trade with, which is a huge amount for a new trader. And I think it makes sense because, you know, what happens a lot of the time for new traders, like the reality is for new traders, is that most of the time people end up losing their first few accounts, right? So like, I know, like I said, if you heard me talk about my story of getting started, I lost thousands of dollars when I first got started, and I think that's a very common tale in trading. I think that's just what happens. And so, you know, I just think it's a lot more favorable and beneficial if for a new trader to use the cheapest account possible. Right, the smallest account possible. Why? Because you're probably gonna lose it. And I know traders have all these dreams of taking $1,000 and turning it into $100K in 4 months, like all the penny stock gurus tell you. But again, they're telling you that because they're trying to get you to buy their stuff, man. That's all the reason they're telling you that, right? And so the reality is, you're probably gonna lose when you first get started, and it on average takes years to be successful in trading. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It took me 4 years to start to make any significant amount of money. 3 years, 3.5. But with that said, you know, I think it's a lot cheaper and a much better option to pay for a really cheap account like a TradeNet intro package. You're risking $400. You're getting enough buying power to actually be able to short stocks, and you're actually getting to be able to day trade with no PDT rule. And I think in that regard, it makes a ton of sense. To be fair, I think most traders are going to lose their TradeNet account as well, because most new traders are just going to lose. But it's a lot cheaper to lose a $400 account than it is to lose thousands of dollars like new traders end up doing. And so again, I think in that regard, it makes a lot of sense. And when you consider the fact that it comes with a course and a demo account to trade with and practice on for a few weeks, access to their chat room, I think it makes a lot of sense. So it's also a great way to help support our channel. We do make a commission if you sign up through us, and so it's one of the ways we keep everything free on this channel. We keep all of our content free, and so if you want to check it out, there's the link. Like I said, is it the perfect platform? No. Most penny stocks are not tradable, so like if you're a penny stock trader, you're not going to have many options, and I definitely don't recommend it for penny stock traders. But it's a cheap option, if that makes sense. Do I have any shares I hold long term? Not really. I have a long term portfolio that a stockbroker holds, you know, but that's it. Nothing else really. But yeah, I really appreciate the support today, guys. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We do this live for free every day, and again, we're not experts here. We're not gurus. We just, you know, teach people what works for us. But yeah, you know, you might want to hit that subscribe button if you want to watch this again, team.
Yeah, definitely. You know, at the end of the day, there's a lot of traders out there trying to learn day trading, and that's I think really what we're supporting here is an ability to get a live account with an ability to limit risk. I think that's very important. There's too many day traders that go and they open an account, $30,000, and just blows through $20,000 in the first couple of weeks,
Right.
that's really not the best way to approach it. The best way to approach it is to see yourself making some consistent gains. Maybe use a smaller account at first, and that's really what we suggest in the intro account here. And that can go ahead and get you some, what we call that skin in the game. You know, you have to go ahead and start trading live, especially if you're a new trader out there. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, Jay says, I'm telling John I saw your hand jack paper. Nah, it was for my daughter's school. My son sneaks paper. I appreciate the subs, guys. But yeah, my son sneaks paper, so, you know, that's what Jay's making fun of. But yeah, it kind of shows how absolutely ridiculous the PDT rule is, right? It's like, most new traders lose. I don't care what you say, and a lot of people don't like me for saying this, right? They don't like me for saying it because it kills their dreams, right? It's a buzzkill. Nobody wants to hear that the stuff that they've been told is not accurate and that it's actually going to take years to make money in the market when they've been told you can get rich quick if you just buy this person's course, right? So nobody wants to hear that. Here's a move on AMD. I might long it, sorry guys. But nobody wants to hear that, right? The reality is, almost everybody loses when you first get started in the market. Almost everybody. I'm going to jump in with 500 shares here. But yeah, almost everybody loses when you first get into the market. You know, definitely new traders do. And the more you trade with, the bigger your first account is, the more you're probably going to lose. And so the PDT rule, making new traders save up 25 grand, is just ensuring that new traders end up losing 25 grand when they first get started. It's a crazy rule that makes no sense. You know, you're basically ensuring that traders lose tons of money in the beginning because you're making them save up 25 grand to trade with for their first account, man. It's a ridiculous rule. It's just dumb. All right, I'm going to get out half there. Scale out half. I'm holding 200 shares left. It's just a ridiculously unnecessary rule that ends up causing more damage than it actually helps. You know what I mean? All right, I'm going to get out there. Up 120 on the day. For AMD. But yeah, it ends up just causing more problems than it helps. And so the PDT rule in that regard just ends up hurting traders because they end up saving up thousands of dollars to be able to do it, and then they end up losing it. And it's just a much better way to just trade a small, cheap account that, you know, you're spending less on, you're not risking as much. You know, it just makes a lot more sense.
Seeing a big pop in the SPY.
Would you recommend any of their higher accounts? If you have the money, it's all relative to how much money you have, you know. It depends. If you have the money, yeah, sure. You know, it just depends, right? It depends on what you want. If you just want to get started, go with the small one, I would suggest. You know, but if you know how to trade and you think you can make money with it, go for the big one. You know, that's going to be purely subjective, depending on the person. Maybe I got out of AMD a little bit early, but it is what it is.
One that has VWAP bounced already, that could be looking for a longer term VWAP bounce, is FLIR. I know that one has earnings later on, so.
I know Texas trader Wayne disagrees with me on cannabis legalization, but we still love you, bro. But what he's saying is true. He said 99% of traders will never become profitable, and the best way to trade is to lose small until you inherit from your grandmother. Kind of accurate, you know? Kind of accurate. Listen, trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. A lot of people think it is, right? And people, like I said, people hate me for saying this. Like, I'm killing their dreams here. But it's like, when you get started trading, what do you see? You see Lamborghinis, prop money, which is fake money ordered off of eBay, and you see rented mansions, you know, with a bunch of people standing in front of it like, I'm the richest guy ever. How am I rich? I've got the top secret pattern that nobody ever knows about. Do you want to make $1 billion in the stock market? Buy my trading course. You know, that's what you hear, you know, as a new trader. And of course, I'm embellishing it a little bit for entertainment value, but like, that's what you hear, you know, and that's the worst part of it, because the reality is it takes years to learn how to trade, and you're probably going to lose money that entire time, you know. And so it's like, if you're thinking of changing your life with trading, you might in a few years, but if you think you're going to take like a few $1,000 and that you're just going to turn it into this huge sum of money and prove your whole family that doubted you wrong and show everybody how smart you are, you're in for a pretty rude awakening, because you're probably going to lose all of that money, you know. And that's the reality that nobody talks about, that nobody wants to talk about, because, and I can say it because, you know, we're just a free resourcing community. you know. And so if you're gonna, and I'm not anti-course here. Like, I'm not against courses. Like, obviously, like, I promote TradeNet and TEFs, right? But they're not sleazy with it. They're not Lambos, prop money. Like, they're just talking about technicals, you know what I mean? And they've got years of experience. But if you see some kid that looks like he's 15 years old, that you know, try to teach you stuff. And I'm not even talking about me. I know I look young. I'm over 30. I'll put it that way. But you see some 18-year-old kid trying to teach you stuff, run the other way, man. You know, they're just trying to get rich. Did you just risk $50K to make $30? No, I did not. If you think me trading with $50K in leverage is risking it, then you would know nothing about trading. But hey, keep hating, bro. Like I said, it's gonna be a transitionary stage for me to make money with bigger sizing. I'm slowly transitioning to it, and so it's gonna take a little while.
Yeah, that's normal for any trade.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, traders out there, you guys can go ahead and put up some symbols or maybe strategies that you guys are trading right now that you guys see working. It's always good to help other traders out. And that's what we always recommend. You know, no one really likes to see the hero about thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on a paper account. But if you guys are trading a strategy that you guys see consistently working, yeah, share it with the team.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you look like you're 15. Do I really? Hey, that's a compliment to me right now, dude. That's a compliment.
Right, I'll take it, right?
Yeah, hey, I'm 30 years old, man. That's a compliment to me. I'm happy with that, man. I look 15. I used to hate looking young. Now I love it, man. Good genes, man. Good genes. But yeah, I'll take that, you know.
Take it when you can get it.
I think you would kill it if you put in a trailing stop, get your emotions out of it. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, we also got a website, guys, just to post that real quick. We do have a website. Everything's free on here. But, like, if y'all want to check out our site, here's the link. And it's tough, man, because it's like, listen, like, I say these things about the penny stock gurus, and, like, people get so mad at me, right? They get so upset. You know, the reason they get upset is because I'm attacking their dreams. And it's kind of like, you know, I don't know if anybody's ever had a friend that tries to push, like a multi-level marketing thing on Facebook. But, like, if you ever try to talk them out of it, they do not want to hear it. You know, you're attacking their dreams. Same thing, right? They will deny it. They will defend the multi-level marketing scheme until death because it's too hard for them to be like, yep, my dreams are not valid. Like, my dreams aren't going to happen, right? And so it's the same thing with penny stock gurus. When it's like, hey, dude, like, that's a low percentage play. You're probably going to lose money. You know, you're wasting your time here. They never want to hear it, man. I'm attacking their dreams. And listen, maybe you can make money with penny stocks, but I know I can't. And maybe that's all I'm saying. Maybe that's why I'm saying it. But again, you want to check out some free content. We've got a strategy section here where we've got long and short sections of our website. We've got a free trading course, which is also on our YouTube and playlist. And look at all these classes we have. All free, completely free. We don't charge anything. But if you want to check that out, check out the link. And I'll post this link here for you to see it.
All right, guys. Chag looking strong. If it gets right back above VWAP, right above those highs that it's been holding, it could possibly make a breakout towards the 60s and 61s. I know people are watching that one today.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, people can like make fun of me trading and scalping, but like I said, the reality is, in the last 2 days, I'm up $6,000, you know, close to $6,000. Really, that's a little bit misleading. The last 2 days, I'm up about $5,000, about $5,000. And so, in the end, you know, I'll take that. You know what I mean? People can say whatever they want. I day trade live on stream every day, you know. And so, it is what it is. I mean, you can get rich quick. Yeah, you can. You can also get broke quick. And so, you know. I mean, you can get rich quick. You just tell people you can make them rich, but they have to pay for the secret. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly, James. Risk is what you're willing to lose in a trade, not the total amount of buying power. You know, like I said, you're not risking what you put in. Like, that's not risk, right? Like, what are the chances AMD's going to go to zero from $53 in 2 minutes? Pretty unlikely. Maybe 1 in a billion. You know, so if you think I'm risking 50 grand to make that, like I said, you don't know anything about trading. You know, it is what it is. But just a little lesson to everybody here. I'm assuming you meant you can't make everybody happy, but I'd like to think I can, Big Baller. You know, I like that. Even the losses. Hey, if you're a hater in the chat, hit the subscribe button, guys. I might lose. That's gonna make you happy. You know. I don't care why people are watching, as long as they're watching. You know. How about this? I'm doing everything you do today, so if you aren't cool, chill. We both lose. 5K is amazing, but it won't happen again for 6 months. We cool. Yeah, hey. Green is green, bro. Like I said, it is what it is, you know. I'm scalping, you know. I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend people copy me. I know we had a guy here yesterday that asked me if I could trade his account for him. And I told him I just don't feel comfortable with that. There's no way. Like, my mother-in-law wanted me to trade for her, and I told her I didn't feel comfortable with that either. And so it's just not something. It's not something I feel comfortable with, because that's more pressure, and the more pressure you have, usually the worse you trade. That's why, like, people taking out loans, trying to make money in that way, it's usually gonna end up just causing them to lose more often, and have too much pressure on them to succeed. Yeah, I didn't say I was scalping it. I made 4,800. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see. I'm waiting for the market to break out of like a nice range, which I'm not really seeing anything right now. A lot of stuff is consolidating. Maybe MU for a high of the day break, but I actually think it's too extended on the upside for me now, right? So like we could wait for MU to break this, but again, it's kind of too extended on the upside. The only way I would take that is if the market turns the other way. Oof, man, look how spot on this Disney thing is. Look at this. So I had Disney up here. And just to put this into perspective, I drew this line. I did not draw this line today on Disney. This line was drawn, I think, a few days ago, and it's still following that line. So it's actually a good lesson on technical analysis, where keep your lines up. The stock might follow them in the future as well. Let's see why I had this line here. Yeah, look at that. Yesterday's high. It's currently today's high. That's a big level. 105. Big level. Look at that. Support. So Disney, watch the 105 level. I know it's the high of the day, but it has a ton of confirmation on the historical Disney chart. Look at this one here. So yeah, look at that 105 level in Disney. I'm not saying what you should do with it. I'm just saying that's a big level. And so whether it's going to hold as resistance or support, I don't know. But it's interesting. Hey, appreciate the sub, Kevin. Hey guys, like I said, hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every single day on YouTube, so if you haven't already, show your support for what we do here. Hit that sub button, team. Hit that like button as well. We got 140 likes. Hey, nice, Mohammed. Good job, brother. I don't know if it's going to be my inheritance. I doubt it. No, that red line is just manual support and resistance. And I know people get mad at me for like talking bad about penny stocks. I'm really not trying to. Listen, I could probably make a lot more money as a channel, as a YouTube channel, get a lot more views if I pushed penny stocks. There's definitely more traders that trade them, and so I'm an outlier in that regard. But like I said, I think I like to backtest my strategies in stocks, and so with penny stocks, you might have one that runs up for a week and you'll never see it again. It's very hard to test that. And they all move differently. And so you might say, oh, well, the moves are similar. And maybe they are, but a lot of the time they're going to move differently as well, have different floats, different liquidity, different ranges. And so it's just going to be really hard to test. And so with that, you lose a lot of edge there, in my opinion. But again, maybe I'm just saying that because I can't make money with them, and that might be a valid point. I'm trying to be objective, but overall, I think traders would have more success if they stuck with something that they could consistently watch, which is why you see me trade like AMD and MU every day. Yeah, so here, remember this 47 line I just drew? Look at that. It tested and got rejected. We'll see if it ends up breaking here. If it breaks here, I like it a little bit more because a rejection immediately after twice in a row is a little bit less common. I mean, it happens, but it's a little bit less common, so I don't mind the break over this now, especially if you can get a 47 hold as support. We are pretty extended, though, away from the VWAP. Like, you can see the difference here. That's how extended we are from the VWAP, so maybe a little bit worse. I can't talk, man. I also think the market's going to influence it a lot as well, so we're going to watch the market too.
Alright guys, while we wait, you guys see those scanners right there? A really cool thing that's going to be going on next week is Trade Ideas will be having their test drive. So if you guys want to check out Trade Ideas, this is the scanners that you see there. We don't mind even sending you these scanners once they have the trial up, or if you need them right now. So definitely check out Trade Ideas. They're the fastest in the alert games. Really, we've seen them time and time out. They're in milliseconds. If they're in milliseconds, guys, you're definitely going to be the fastest to the data. You see a lot of traders that trade, especially the higher day momentum. They definitely use Trade Ideas, and they use this consistently.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and if anybody wants to sign up for the test drive, like I pay $118 a month. And so with that, you get to basically during the test drive, you get to try them out for 2 weeks for $8.99. So for like $9, you get to try them out for 2 weeks, which is a pretty solid deal. And so yeah, if you want to check that out, here's the link for that. I'll post it right now. Good way to try out Trade Ideas if you've ever thought of using them. Also a great way to help support our channel here as well. But yeah, there's the Trade Ideas link too. I'm gonna jump in here. Jumped in MU, catching the rip, in with 500 shares. Up. Alright, I'm gonna get out half there. I'm gonna hold 200 shares left after the rip up. I'm gonna get out the rest there. So just scalping that breakout, up 150 on the day for MU. This is my P&L here.
Still in the game.
A pretty nice little P&L there. I mean, I'm gonna burn up some commissions today, but I'm getting used to it. Getting a little bit used to it for sure. I gotta trade with 1,000 shares, a little bit more, but I'm getting there. Cool thing is that I hope you guys heard me break down my logic on why I decided to get into it the second time there, because you know, we have this double top, right? And so when we get this break here, we're actually getting a double top breakout. It's breaking over that double top. And so, like, sure, it might reject at the same spot again, but that's a little bit less common. And you could even jump in and scale into this as it holds support here at 47, and I don't necessarily hate that either. It might not hold. I don't know if it's going to hold, and I'm fully out of my position, but that is a valid trading plan as well, I think, looking for it to hold support where the whole dollar is at 47 like it's doing right now. Again, I'm already out of it, so, you know, you're on your own if you take it. Not an investment professional, not liable for any losses you take. Just giving my opinion here. But I hope that makes sense.
Hey guys, KG bringing up a really big mover today, that MGNX. That one looks, you know, it's been holding VWAP now. I think if it holds 14, you could see it back up there to 16, but definitely that one big mover today, going from $8 all the way up there on pretty much 1 hour, up there to 15.47. So that's a big move right there, guys.
Hey, appreciate the $10 donation to Muhammad. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that, man. Shout out to Muhammad with the $10 donation, man. Really appreciate that, dude. Seriously, man. Thank you for the support, brother. Really means a lot, dude. You said great channel, been learning a lot. Happy to hear that, man. Like I said, listen, we're just a free resource and community here. And the reason, you know, I like to think I was all righteous for being like this, but like I'm also doing this for selfish reasons. Like like I said, pressure kills trading, right? I don't want that pressure. Like, I don't want the pressure of selling stuff, because then if I lose, it's going to be like, oh no, I've got all this courses out there. It's going to be harder, right? And so I'd much rather just be free, have less pressure. I could lose 7 days a week. I could lose 5 days a week, 7 days in a row. I could lose every day, and nobody can get mad at me for it, because I'm just a free resource and community here. And so part of the reason we're free is also for selfish reasons as well. But I think those reasons also benefit the community. But again, back to my man Mohammed. Appreciate the love, bro. Seriously, man. Appreciate the support, dude. Thank you, man.
Stock that held that VWAP. We talked about it a little while ago. Chegg, ripping big.
Was it CHGG?
Mm-hmm. Heading towards the high of yesterday. Could be a second day run kind of move. That's why it's trouble to kind of short these parabolic moves, because this is kind of parabolic where the stock just gaps up like it did here in Chegg. Had a massive amount of volume.
Yeah, for sure. It's not really my style right now, but it doesn't look horrible. Look at the look at the SPY turn around here, dude. I might get some shorts here.
Yeah, you might see some flips.
What I'm looking at that's a little bit lower in volume is CGC, and it's what I call a fake out fade position. Wait, am I still in? Okay, no, I was like, ooh, panicked for a second, thought I was still in. MU. See if I can scalp it real quick. It's gonna be harder to scalp. Just depends. I'm worried the SPY might break the highs here. Let me take 500. I'm worried the SPY might bounce at the VWAP here. Waiting. We found support. So what I'm looking for here, team, is I'm looking for a break of 1555 right here. 56. If we get a break there, I'm going to short into it, but we need a break. It's actually 55 is probably a little bit better. So let me remove this. There we go. I actually like this level a little bit better. And so we get a break here under 55. I'll scalp into it with 500 shares. Kron is just ripping down here. Somebody was talking about SQ as well. SQ is doing the same thing. So if SQ continues to find support at 69, it might bounce there, and you might be able to run it up for a nice little range move there. I'll take 1,000 shares just because I promised to, but all right, I'm in with 1,000 shares here on CGC. I don't like this move actually. This squeeze up, this immediate push. Rejection. Let's see if it holds. Spready, unfortunately. But yeah, like I said, guys, bear with me. This is the first day I'm trading with size like this, so I'm still getting used to it. I'm definitely gonna burn up some commissions today. I might be trading a little bit long. I might should have just taken my money and got out, but I'm trying to trade bigger. SPY bounced a little bit, which I think dragged this one up. Oh, there's 56s. My average is 53. So we get a break under the $0.50 is what ideally we want to see here. There we go. I like that. Trying to be patient with it. Ah. See, it's testing this level. SPY bouncing. I'm probably gonna jump out here. I'm out. I don't like that move. Look at that candle. Still up $110 on the day, but the SPY bounced, which is not really what I wanted to see. I think I need to avoid CGC. I've lost twice with this one today. I don't think it has enough volume for me to scalp it like I've been doing with everything else, unfortunately. I think the volume's just a little bit lighter on this one, and the spread's larger because of that. And so scalping a few cents is a much harder thing with entries because I'm immediately down 3-4 cents when I jump into this trade, and so it's a lot harder to take my money and from this. And so I think this is telling me I shouldn't trade CGC anymore. But a small loss. I mean, I lost $40. But yeah.
Yeah, maybe not enough momentum to really give it the juice move.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I think you have to develop your own kind of ticking time bomb. I know a lot of scalpers kind of do that. They have like a certain amount of time they're willing to really stay in because they know the more time they stay in a scalping position, it's usually higher risk because the move should happen quick. You should be in the green, taking some off, letting it go, and then boom, you're out of the trade. I know you guys have seen John do trades like in and out, and you're like, whoa, $60, $70. But that's how the scalping really works.
I just jumped into it. I got faked out there, and here's the move, and I'll let it test the $0.50 now, but I just jumped in with 500 shares this time. This is the move I originally wanted. I wish I would have still had my 1,000 shares, but just faked out a little bit, which is okay. I mean, scalping, the market actually just turned completely around here. And so I'm gonna look for a $0.50 break at 15.50. I think we might actually get a breakdown there, but I think we might actually get a breakdown here, or a bounce at the $0.50, but that's okay. But ideally, I'd like to take profits here at 46. And so that's what I'm looking for now. The SPY is turning the other way, and so I might jump in with the full size here. I'm going to jump in with another. All right, so I just jumped in with another 100 shares. We'll see if I'm being too stubborn here. But the SPY turned around. And so I'm in with 1,000 again. Maybe I'm getting too stubborn, though.
Hey team, like always guys, if you guys like seeing John step up to the plate as he's been working up his progress, definitely hit the like, hit the subscribe. That's the best way that you can really support us, guys.
Market bouncing. I might be prepared to get out. Oh, maybe not. Just a big wick put there in the market. I think I'm breaking my rules here. I told myself I wasn't going to trade it, and then I traded it anyway.
It happens, man.
Yeah. Broke my rules, though. All right, there's 51s. Maybe it'll benefit me, but like I said, I broke my rules here. We might get a surge down. Like I said, I'm going to take profits at like 46, 47 if we get there. But we'll see. There's 50. We might get a bounce here up to 55, though. There's just not enough volume, unfortunately. The spread's not that bad anymore, but that's the problem here. My style of trading is scalping. Is really what it is. But yeah, I think we're about to get the bounce. Yeah, I see exactly what I talked about. It's alright. $0.50 bounce. Appreciate the sub, Netgar. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Look, I'm gonna get out here. I don't trust it. I don't trust this move. It doesn't have enough volume. If I trade anymore, I'm not gonna trade CGC. It might work and it might break down. I gotta ignore it because I broke my rules. I only lost 10 bucks there, and so I gotta just jump out of that. It broke my rules. It doesn't have good enough volume, unfortunately, and so I gotta look to other stuff to trade. Stuff that preferably has some more volume here, and so I'm just gonna move on past that one and look at some other stuff here and try to trade those. Kind of a break-even day, though. I might jump in with 500 of Uber here. I just jumped in with 500 of Uber. I'm gonna let it test the $0.50 here at 27.50. As my risk is 27.50. There's break even. Reward target's going to be at 27.30 for a 2-to-1 ratio, or at least 1-to-1 with the scalp. Kind of what we call a VWAP rejection here. There's 42s. There's 15s. About break even in this one. I don't mind adding another 500 here maybe when I'm about break even. Try to make a little bit more from it. We'll see. Yeah, I'm using Thinkorswim for charts. I'm watching the SPY is really what I'm watching. Like, I'm watching the SPY and the market really closely here is what I'm really trading the volatility off of. And the SPY looks very weak. I'm going to short a little bit more into this. I'm in with 1,000 shares now. And I'm going to try to get a really quick gain here if I can. Trying to trade off of the SPY's breakdown here, which hopefully will drag Uber down. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just giving back my wins. Spy bouncing, causing this one to bounce. It's 43s. See if it holds down here now. Ooh, spy's bouncing big. I don't like that. Still looks weak though, and so I think it's going to be in a long-term downtrend, but short-term, if the spy moves up too much, it could squeeze me out of this position, unfortunately. Alright, I like the wick. Here's 43s. Look a little bit stronger here though, but 42s. 41s. Let's see if we get the breakdown that I want. About break even so far. Market squeezing down. It's 41s. We get down to 35s, I'm taking half off at least. And like I said, guys, bear with me. I'm just getting used to trading this big, and so it's a process for sure. Not really used to trading with this big of size, so I'm going to be a little swingy today. I'm going to have to get my emotions in check. I'm going to be trading maybe too much. I'm going to be taking profits too fast. I'm going to be doing a lot of things wrong today, so just bear with me, guys. I'm still working on it. Gonna get this bounce up here. There's the bounce.
I'm just going to help you out, John. And there's a question in the chat for you, but I'll help you out with the answer. He said, John, you buy and sell on the bid or ask for quick entries and exits. If he's buying, he's probably buying off the ask. And if he's selling off the bid. So that's how you guys are seeing him enter there. Majority of the times you guys will see John do a market order. We only really recommend this with TEFs. Would never recommend this with kind of a different broker. But like always, guys, that's up to you on limit or market. The real key there is that he's going off the further side out. So on the long side, the ask, the bid side for the low.
Alright, I just took most of it off. I'm still holding 300 shares. That's the rejection off of the VWAP here that I caught. Maybe taking profits a little bit too early, but that's okay. I'm going to hold the rest to be a little bit more loose with it. Maybe hold the rest break even. But yeah, it depends. As for what order I'm using. Market squeezing down, that should be good for me here. Alright, so I'm going to try to get out there some more at 30, 27.30. Alright, market testing the previous close price. I think we might get a bounce here though. Hopefully we not. If we don't, it'll be better for me, but market's testing that previous close price I talked about earlier. Hey, see you, Buzz. Later, dude. Well, it depends what I'm using. market orders get better fills in the platform I'm using, but for a conventional platform, I don't think I'd necessarily recommend market orders because there's a lot of risk to be had with them. But with my specific platform, I think they make a lot more sense just because there's a 3-cent spread rule. There's 35s. I'm going to try to hold the 30s here, though, because I already took profits a little bit early on the last little amount here. Yeah, I suck at options. Market just broke under the previous closing price, though. But yeah, I'm a terrible options trader. Like I said, I'm going to hold this break even. I'm going to just get out there, actually. 136 day. I'm going to close it down. I'm done. Not a bad day.
Yeah, guys. Not a bad day at all, John. Way to stay in the fight, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that, bro. But yeah, like I said, guys, you want to use the same platform that we're using. Again, there's a lot of benefits, in my opinion. The first one is that you're actually, let me think of how to phrase this. It's a lot cheaper to lose a TradeNet account than it is to save up thousands and deposit thousands and lose thousands, like most new traders end up doing. Again, the intro package it kind of operates like a prop firm once you're approved. So first off, it's an educational package, right? So it comes with the course, and it comes with access to their chat room, and it comes with a demo account to practice on and trade with for a few weeks, right? So you can learn the platform. And then as long as you haven't signed up for too many, once you're approved, it operates like a prop firm. And so the base package is $3.99. Once you're approved, it gives you 14,000 to trade with. There's no PDT rule, and you can actually short stocks. And again, it's a really cheap way to get started. There's no PDT rule, so you're actually able to actively day trade like me. And then there's other different packages. I think I got faked out. But there's other different packages that you can use, and they have more buying power and a better split. But for instance, the intro package, like a prop firm, has a 70-30 split. So there's a max loss of 700. If you go under 13,300, which is $700 down from 14K, then they close you down. If you make $1,000 net, there's a 70-30 split. And so I have a different package. I think my split's 85-15. But in my opinion, it's a really cheap way to get started. Most new traders end up losing. And so it's much cheaper to lose an intro package on TradeNet for $3.99 than it is to risk thousands and lose that. And so if you want to check it out, we do make a commission if you sign up through us. But it's a good way to help support our channel. And there's the link in the chat if you want to help us do that. You can also check out our beginner trading merchandise. We do have merch, and so if you want to buy some dope hoodies, check these out.
Yeah, guys, check them out. Pretty cool graphics.
Yeah, here's the link. Let me show you guys this stuff. We got, wait, let me see. So yeah, check out this merch we have. It's pretty cool stuff. We got these sweaters. You can also check out the description and see our stuff from the description. But yeah, you can see we have candlestick hoodies. We've got cell phone cases. If you have a Samsung phone, you can see we've got a phone case. We've got this candlestick hoodie. We've got white tees. We've got mugs. We've got shirts. Check these out, guys. I'll post this link in the chat if you want to help support us. Like I said, you can also just check out the store section of our YouTube channel. All our merch is listed on YouTube as well. And yeah, if you want to check out the link, here it is. You can see that. Here's the merch link if you want to check it out. I think it posted, maybe not. How do I send money? You click the money sign next to the chat. You don't have to though, Big Baller. Seriously, bro. If you want to help support us, that's great. But don't feel any obligation to, man. But if you do want to, you click the money sign. But I have the pro package. Yeah. And if you really want to help support us, just buy some merch. That way you'll get something from it.
Yeah, and like always, guys, we always recommend starting small. That's really what we recommend, is that at the end of the day, guys, you guys got to be in the live game. But if you want to be in the live game and you're brand new, it's not to be high risk. It's to try to limit that risk at first, learn the system that works. What we try to do is not try to be the gurus telling you alerts. You guys just see John trying to work his hardest to continue his account. And that's really what it's all about. It's about the experience of seeing people work their accounts. At the end of the day, there's too many kind of gurus out there trying to float penny stocks and thousands and thousands of dollars of gains. What we try to do is really show you the process of becoming a day trader, tell you guys the truths, break it down, and just try to get you guys a little bit of edge in this game, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And again, I mean, you know, like I said, we're just a free resource and community, and so yeah, we post referral links and we sell out to, you know, all of our sponsors, advertisers, and partners. But every YouTube does that, and it's just a good way to help support our channel. And the stuff we put out, we genuinely believe in. So go check that stuff out. You can also check out our website. Again, guys, here's our website if you want to check it out. And like I said, I'll be debuting our blog coming up, the blog we just purchased. So we'll have some links coming out for that soon. I haven't put any out yet, but I gotta fix some stuff up with it before we do that. But yeah, here's the link if you want to check out our website. We got a lot of free good content on our site as well. How do you download your settings for the scanner? So Joe, do you have trade ideas? If you have trade ideas, I can share my settings with you here. Yeah, here's my daily scanners. So this is the scanners I use every day, like after the bell. Joe, and if you want my pre-market scans, let me know. I can give you those too. But yeah, guys, like I said, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this live every day right here on YouTube. We are not experts or anything like that. We just kind of let people watch us trade. Like Mitch said, it's the experience, and so we just let people watch us trade. We're just a free resource and community, kind of like if there's a blog, you know, that's about a certain topic. That's all we are. We're just a free resource and community. So, but yeah, team, with all that said, good luck. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Appreciate all the love today. Appreciate all the subscribes. If you haven't already, remember, if you click the bell next to the subscribe button, you get an alert every time we go live, which is every single day. Every weekday it is. So check that out. Appreciate the sub. Adriano, I appreciate the love, bro. Shout out to my man Mohammed for giving me that $10 donation today, bro. Or for donating to us, man. Really appreciate the support, brother. Thank you, man. But yeah, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, and we'll see you guys next time.
Have a great one, guys.
Okay, well, yeah, wait. So Joe, yeah, if you want to use trade ideas, here's that link as well. Test drive coming up is coming up May 11th. So before you go, take a look at MUV watt bounce. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little bit late for me, and it's a little bit sideways for me. But the initial bounce didn't look too bad. I don't hate it. The good thing about having previous bounces in the day is, like, you can look at this level here, right? And you could use that as a risk. And so, for instance, if you get in here, you can risk off of this level, have a really tight risk of like 8 cents. You know, give yourself a nice reward target, maybe up here somewhere. You know, maybe right here, and then you got a really good ratio. You got this is your risk, and then you got this is your reward target, which is pretty good ratio, I think, for a risk reward. And so, yeah, that's not terrible, and that's the kind of organic ratios you want to look for on a daily basis. But I appreciate the sub, William. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, guys, like I said, we're actually going to hang it up this time. I say it. So good luck, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.